Tint Wisdom number 108. We are live, Cody.
Awesome.
So,
I like your shirt.
thank you. It's the Short Tint, established 1989. And for some reason, I thought it was 83, which was the year I was born, but that was not the case. It was 1989, but that was probably before the year you were born, right?
Oh, a little bit.
So, you're part of a father son team that is a Short Tint and more in Delaware, yeah? Seaford, Delaware?
Yes, sir. That's our second location.
Okay. And how long has your first location been? I mean, your first location's been there since that time, or is
No.
that newer?
Yeah, that's a newer one. That's probably 8, 9 years old. We outgrew the other ones and just progressed.
Nice. Hang on. Figure out why my camera looks so shitty. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know what's going on today with this camera.
I'm the one prepared today.
I was prepared. I just don't know what this is. It's just acting up. Well, the camera's going to be a little wonky, but hopefully, I think more people listen to this and watch it. So let's just jump into it. All right, so Short Tint and More, your second location, your grand opening is in a couple weeks from now, and
Yep.
you are second generation. Your dad works in the company as well. Why don't we go over like a little roll call? Who works with your company? What do they do?
So the family aspect of it, me, my dad, and my stepmom. They're the main. That's all the family. So my dad, he does a lot of the flat glass work, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, commercial work. That's kind of above my head. A lot of the paperwork side of it, reading blueprints, all that.
Okay.
Then there's me. I pick up the slack, pretty much whatever he doesn't do, I pick up. Then we have Ashley. She's been helping out a lot, answering phones. She's been at the new location, kind of receptionist role until we find a new person. She's great. And
Okay.
then we just have installers and other guys below us.
How many?
That's a three family.
So okay. So if she's at the new shop helping answer phones, who answers the phones at the old shop?
We have a VoIP system, so as soon as the phone rings, it's the same number for both,
Got it.
so it
Okay.
goes everywhere.
Got it. And that makes sense.
Yeah, me, my dad, and Ashley answer, but mainly her.
Okay. And then you do, would you say like you mostly do sales?
Yeah, I do all the quotes right now, all the consultations.
100% of the consultations.
Pretty much, yeah. Other than the ones that already spec'd in on blueprints and that.
And then installers that work for you as well.
Yep, and I install too, a little bit.
Cool. Cool background too, by the way.
Uh, I get ready for Christmas, skipping over Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. This is a pre-Thanksgiving Tint Wisdom. The
I'm glad to be a
Thanksgiving
part.
Eve. Yeah. Forgot our turkey outfits. So so I was just reading David's comment. He said, "I'm a huge fan. Cody Becker is a rock star," and that's David from Coolview. Coolview is the shirt you're wearing. It's also the window film you install, yeah, alongside Expel.
Expel. Yep,
Very cool.
I
So,
got the two best out there. So
yeah, and you do. What would you say you split more like Expel goes on cars, Coolview goes on homes and businesses?
you hit it. That's it.
Yeah, and then could I take the opportunity to ask you one thing that is the reason you're with Expel? One thing's the reason you're with Coolview because you said both the best. So, like, what when you think best, put best into a sentence.
So Cool View, we were $8, $9 a square foot. We had confidence in the product. They're bringing us to 18, 19, 20 with some of the products. They're phenomenal. The transitional film
So,
is
wait, before Coolview, you were at like 8 or 9, and now you're at like 18, 19.
yeah. We were global, and there was no marketing behind it. There wasn't as much support. I
Mm-hmm.
guess you should say express, not global, but and just completely different realm, different ball game. Global is awesome, great product.
Mm-hmm.
They just had a lack of the back end
Right.
with it. So for flat glass, now automotive, we all know Expel is a marketing genius. They're great right now, and they have a badass product. It works great. It shrinks easy. Installs great. Customers love it. What more can you ask for?
So when you say they have badass marketing, Expel. How does that translate to you? Because like I know they have badass marketing because I see it, but how does that translate to you as a business? To like, how do you actually see it in value? How do you
So
literally see it?
when a customer gets their car done, mirror hanger, expel stickers, all the little trinkets, all the little extra stuff that we didn't have to take time to design to order thousands of to do. They have the
Hey, it's definitely not the
what?
internet. It was definitely like the fucking, I don't know. It was something. It might be my internet. It could be my computer. I probably need a new computer at this point, but it definitely froze. So we'll just do that again.
All right. So expel, when a car gets done, they have mirror hangers, they have stickers in the cup holders, just all the way down to the door panel covers. You know, it looks good for pictures, different things like that. Just little things that bring them to the next level. Then people know the name. We've never had people actually go on a dealer locator before and look for a certain product. It's never happened before. With the few months we've been with Expel, I think 10 cars already, just with a few months in an untapped market. It's awesome.
So one of the things that drives me bananas about when people bring up Expel, like anytime Expel comes up, not anytime, but sometimes when Expel comes up like message boards, somebody will be like, "Oh, Expel's just a reboxer," and like
Of
the reason
course.
I say it is because like you're talking about all the value that it brings you. It's like every product is made and sourced differently.
Yep.
If you're gonna like in every aspect of the world, and if you're gonna call them, if you're gonna be like, oh, they're just a reboxer because like they don't literally own the plants that make the film, then you could throw that same shade on somebody and go, well, you're just an installer. Well,
Yep.
you just as a shop, as an owner of a shop, you could be like, you're just an installer. You don't make the film. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I'm just saying, I really want to get the point out there that, like, somebody tells you, oh, they're just a reboxer. The only thing I can take from that is they're saying that that company doesn't provide any value. All they do is put it in a different box. Because if you're going to tell me they're just a reboxer, then how about this? Buy some film and put it in a different box that you make and see if it has the same value as Expel. And you don't
Yep.
know, right? Because it's not about the box.
And it also depends on the person installing it. Can you sell yourself, make it valuable, whatever? But
Right.
just wait, just carrying that name, they're miles ahead of each other. And honestly, who cares if it's a Reeboks? Really, the customer doesn't care. No one does. Just the guy who's putting it on does.
And it's not like you're selling the customer short in any sort of way
No.
because I'm never concerned with like who actually made like the carpet that went on my floor. And I'm like, well, who made it though? I want to know who the guy who made it so I can like, it doesn't matter.
All the way back to the raw materials, they just put it together with their formula. Who cares?
Yeah,
Honestly, the end result, as long as the customer's happy, you're happy, you made your money, it looks good, it's gonna last. That's all you need.
that's
People
it.
are getting way too in depth with it. It's Don't get me wrong, some of it's good information too, but at the end of the day, what is it going to do for you? What did you get from wasting your time?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And to the other point you made, like, Expel provides all those tools. So, like, those are tools that, like, I would imagine there's a lot of Expel dealers that don't take advantage of it, like, by going in and buying it all and getting it all in there and setting it all up and so on. And, like, if you're not, then you're just missing out on things that, like you said, great tools that save you time from coming up on your own because it really comes together when you have the displays and, yeah.
Brochures, folders, little cups, all the stuff that when you go to the general manager of a dealership and you hand them that. They're like, oh my god, they actually have all this. They took care of me that for Christmas they gave me a little gift, or they gave me these little things, and they're going to remember Expel. Not remember Shore 10 in a way, but we are the Expel brand in the area. So they kind of work together no matter what.
Right.
So just the little things that add up. And it saves us time from trying to design and figure it out and do all that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So second location, is it safe to say you opened a second location because were you far enough away that you just felt that, hey, these people are not going to come over to our other location, so we have to be there? and or was it because you said, "Hey, we're so busy, we just can't get any more vehicles. We need more space."
So the location I'm in right now, the original first, whatever you want to call it, middle of nowhere, and we're still doing 2,000 vehicles a year in the middle of nowhere. Probably half hour, 45 minutes from like a major highway, probably a half hour from any major highway in the middle of nowhere. Other location, highway, we were drawing customers from the town of our second location to our original anyway. But now we're in an untapped market where it's all around better. Our audience is changing. Who's viewing us every day, all the impressions that we get just organically, everything has changed. It's completely different ballgame. We actually have walk-ins. Never had that before.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
How many? So okay, your grand opening is in a couple weeks, but you're already kind of open. If you had to put a percentage on it, how close? Like if 100% means capacity, like where do you think you're at already before grand opening? Are you 30%, 50% in that location? If you
Like ready to go to open?
No, I mean like you already have customers coming in, right?
We're at
Yeah.
10%.
So maybe like 10% capacity.
Yeah.
I saw.
What's going on, boss?
I saw. It's kind of like a ghost because I could barely see somebody.
Yeah, because I
behind
got the green screen on.
I'm hiding. How we doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Tired.
I bet that's going to be the next topic, which is, are you tired yet? Because, well, this is a really cool effect.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm here, now I'm not. Yeah, nah. This grand opening thing kind of got kicked in the butt because of me and the cancer deal. So, yeah, it's been a little, but we're there.
But
You know,
you're doing really well, yeah.
Yeah, we're shooting for what, 16th?
12th.
12th. See, I don't even know the date. But yeah, the 12th. So, you know, we're trying to get everything in and ready and geared up. And I've had my wife attack it. She's already contacted like the mayor and all the surrounding. It's been weird.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And y'all had a post that went, I in my opinion, pretty viral for a window film post, let alone like, just like, hey, we're open post, right?
Yeah, it's because I was in it. 28,000 views. That was awesome.
28,000 views, and that's completely organic, non-paid.
Yeah, didn't not a single dollar.
And that was what, a picture of your shop basically announcing your grand opening?
Yeah, before and after shot of the building.
So would it be like if I had to hypothesize as to why it got so much attention, it's that I would guess, I'd say you have a lot of people following your page that really like you, really care about your business, so they're very engaged, and they just started sharing it because they really wanted to share it, and that caused Facebook to say, this is an incredible post, we should show it to as many people as, or like more people.
Nah, I don't think so. You know what it was? We picked the crappiest building in town. It was the biggest eyesore in town, and the entire freaking town was happy because we raised the property values by fixing up the building. They were so happy the mayor actually wrote us a letter thanking us.
Got it. Well, that's even better. That's
I think that's what did it.
okay. Well, that's a hell of a marketing strategy and like such a good you know. What could you ask for better than that kind of organic attention in your neighborhood? Because it's not just about the people who came in there today. It's like now all the people who know about it that will call you.
Well, we're on the main corner for the biggest hospital in the area, and every single town that went by with an ambulance would look at this dump gas station that nobody was taking care of. And everybody who went in and out of town to the town hall went right past that building. And it was the biggest eyesore in town. And we moved in and we cleaned it up. And I mean, it generated a buzz. We had people stopping in, old people that would say, oh my God, I'm so glad that it's being fixed. I'm so glad you're taking care of it. Now people come in just to look at the building, to see what it is now. And they're just grateful because, you know, property value is a big thing too.
For sure. So do you have, like, has the thought of a third location rang through either of your heads yet?
I'll leave Cody on that one, but do not say where.
Yeah.
We do have people listening.
Yeah.
We have a market that's.
Oh, shit. We got a little frozen.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Cool. We got a little frozen there, but
I don't want to
basically,
tip off the hat because our local competition doesn't know anything about it, and I don't want them jumping on it before we do. But yes, There's big news coming this year.
Congratulations.
Besides beating cancer.
Congratulations on that as well. And really congratulations. And like I feel like like it's one of those things like you beat it. It was a challenge, but like you beat it, but like it probably brought you a little closer together during this time of like, you know.
Can you see that? Does that convey on the camera?
It does a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty healed.
That was 2 weeks ago today. So I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm too stubborn to go anywhere. I am going to harass Cody until he's 80. I don't care. That's what dads do, right?
I guess. Not my dad. He bailed on me at 67.
Push him as hard as we can and piss him off the whole way.
Cool. Well, I'm in it with you. I'll try and stick around till Cody's 82 and give him hell.
Yeah, thanks.
I guess I should squat down so you can see my head, not just my chest.
So, I'm curious, like legitimately, Cody, like, are you at any sort of point where you feel like tired, or you just kind of, because you're so young, you don't get tired, or like what? Because eventually, whether it be the third location or the fourth location, I imagine, unless you either very skilled at managing your time in your business, or you hit that time where you're like, oh my gosh, I am beat.
He's very tired of watching me work.
Yeah.
Very tired of watching me work. He sits down and he's on the cameras watching me all day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now what we're tired of is staffing more than anything. The prima donnas, that's the biggest thing.
And that's for installers?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a challenge.
I'm not going into that. I'm not touching that topic.
The installers?
Nah, we have a couple knuckleheads. That's all.
Yeah.
It's nothing. But
finding good help, reliable.
Yeah.
Right.
You need more people.
So I feel like you have to point your sights into that like very deeply, because if you can perfect the hiring and training, if you can perfect onboarding, however that looks, then
we got 20
you
applications.
maybe solve your biggest problem.
I think we got 20 applications. We put a post up, a little Facebook ad thing, and we've got a lot. We just have to sit down and go through them now. Which before that, we've never had any. Very far and few between applications, people not seeing value in us. And now that we
I like the shirt though.
Thank you.
why it does that.
So are you planning on training at all, or would you want to hire only an experienced person?
No. We're working on that whole Tint Wiz Tint School.
So that means training them?
Yeah, definitely. We're waiting for you to get into that. I'm sure there's something in your program that we can use that offers training, like institute.
So
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't. So I had a couple thoughts. I would love to have somebody put together videos on that. Like that's crossed my mind on like training, like just, like everybody's kind of has their opinion of like what you can learn and can't learn. But like at the end of the day, if you put together videos in an order, you can be very helpful. And if you revise it and do another series and another series, sometime in the future, it will be very helpful. And evolve into something. So I think that really is a thing, but like I know I would have to partner with a shop or a school or something like that. And the other thing, like you said, a school, I would love to partner with a school, because I 1000% believe that like while schools are going to be growing very popular, or they're growing very quickly and they're becoming very popular, as there's a great demand for teaching tint, there's also a huge benefit in teaching the business side of it. And I haven't seen any of the schools touch on it that I've seen. So I think like it would be very complimentary to have Tint Wiz and a training school that teaches you not only the installation, but also some of the business end of it. So if you are really interested in opening a school, I would definitely be interested in doing whatever I could to push that along.
Well, I want to know personally, what part of your program helped you read our mind the other day?
So it was about the
It's
cut
the
sheet,
cookies,
right?
right?
So the cut sheet's something that like it's one of those things to me. One of the cut sheet's like the biggest hurdle out there, and not like biggest problem obviously, but like what I mean is, okay, if you're inefficient at cutting your film, you can lose a lot of money. It can build up, it can really add up, and it's literally in the trash. And then if you're relying it on somebody else, like it's even worse. And then if you're having to use your brain power and time to sit there and draw out all these windows, especially on large jobs, it's just like one thing. If you just solve this one thing, it pays you back every single day for the rest of your tint career. So it was one of those things where we've been working on it forever, literally forever, and it wasn't going to be out there if it wasn't perfect. Because like we're not going to put some janky like cut sheet for you, but we've developed a cut sheet that 100% like perfectly nests your windows to show you how they should be positioned. You can adjust the bleed in between windows. You can see your film waste percentage and all the stats that go along with it, so that at the time of doing a consultation or providing a quote, or at the time of installation, you know your film usage. It just is what it is, and you don't have to even use your brain. Think about it. So um, I appreciate the way you phrase that because it was complimentary. But truly, it's just like it's part of the beauty of being in the industry and being focused on just window film is that we're either going to figure it out on our own, or one of our users is going to bring it to us because they figured it out or have a problem, like they figure out what the issue is. So like one way or another, it's like it really works as a community. And if we would, because like people always ask like, oh, what industry are you going to get into next? And it's like there's not going to be a next industry because I won't know that industry really well, and whatever time I spend learning that industry will have to come from learning more about this industry. So like I don't feel the need to. I think that's like literally a trap. It's like one of those like greed traps. It's like, haha, I'm over here to distract you.
But as a business owner, it just tells me how on top of your product you are, that you can read our mind literally and know exactly what we're getting ready to call you with. I mean, it was to the T what we needed. And to know that you're already working to advance it and you're already beyond that point, you're there. It's just, it's awesome. You're on your product, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you being such early, like onboard adopters of it, or whatever the term would be. Like you guys got on there, and I remember the demo because you were both
Me
so
too.
enthusiastic. And I remember that, and then I remember one of the next times I spoke with you, you said like you're not getting rid of us, or something like that.
It's just so efficient. It makes sense. And our customers love it. We just signed up another hospital with multiple locations. And they can't believe this little window tinting company comes in, and we got a CRM program that just gives them options and puts everything there that they can quickly just submit to all the different processes that they have to submit it to for payroll, for getting the account set up, for bidding, for it's just so easy, so quick, so smart. And you know what? You can't read Cody and my handwriting. We're
Right.
horrible. We're like doctors. We just scribble crap.
Right. And man, like if you don't have that communication through the app, you have to talk to each other more. The more you talk to somebody, the more chances you catch them at a wrong time, or you're distracting them, or you're whatever. And like there's a trickle effect to that for sure,
Yep.
potentially.
And you
Um,
can get 10 people on board with the same quote just within one email. Quick, done.
so
It's
I
awesome.
want to sell you on doing something real quick since I have your attention. I don't know if you do this already, but it's something that I've seen work with other users that I tell during demos or training, and like I want you to do it if you're not doing it, and obviously give honest feedback on it. But I'm 100% guaranteed it works. It sounds a little crazy, but every single phone call you take, if they want to buy it from you, you're ready to schedule them. Like you wouldn't hang up the phone and be like, I don't have the time for you. Like you're ready to schedule them, right? So what I
Hmm.
propose is every single phone call you take, you get their name, you get their phone number, you quote them, and if they don't schedule with you, either you do it while you're on the phone with them, or you can hang up the phone and do it, and it takes literally 1 minute. You just simply go in, create a project for them, your make and model of their car, and then create a proposal and give them one option, which is the option you quoted them for. Potentially give them two options, a good and a better, or a good, better, best. But every single phone call you get, every single person who says, how much is
We
it to
lost
tint
you.
two windows? What? Are you there?
We lost the after proposal.
Oh, I don't know what I was saying, but basically the idea is every single person who gets a quote from you, you take 60 seconds and you send them that text through Tint Wiz with a proposal to their phone number, to their phone. And the reason being is because what really, really, really ends up happening is there's a portion of the people that call you that are going to call around. And at the end of calling around, all they potentially have is their notes on their phone calls. And at that point, you're kind of relying on them to pick you, hopefully by accident or on purpose. By sending them the quote, you're literally the only one. You're in their phone. Your address is there. Your phone number's there. Like, everything's there. They don't have that information for anyone else other than if they wrote it down. So even if they don't get it tinted and they're like a week later, they're like, shit, I need tint. They have your information in their phone. They don't have anybody else's information anymore. So like,
It's in front of them.
It's 60 seconds. It really is 60 seconds. You go name, phone number, year, make, model, go to proposal, pick one option if you're pressed on time, and hit save, send. It's literally that quick. And just do it with no exceptions and see if you start getting all these. You'll know because they're going to accept the proposal. So you kind of know like, oh, that person, or you'll know when they schedule because you'll see them in there. So you'll know if it's benefiting you or not. But try it for a couple of weeks and see that more and more people will schedule with you. And then ultimately you can raise your prices.
Here's a weird one too. During the pandemic, during the downtime, I mean, we just started to come out of it a little bit. Just what would you think our phone calls would have been? I don't know, June, August. How many phone calls do you think a little window tinting shop usually would land? And
it's hard to say. I mean, I would think, I don't know. It's hard to even put a number on that really with automotive and commercial. Do you mean scheduling or calling?
Calling, just inbound phone calls.
I would hope around at least 40 to 50 calls a day.
We landed 1,657 calls in that time period between June and August, and 3,103 minutes on the phone with customers.
Hold on, I want to get my number again. Tell me one more time.
1,657.
657 over what period of time? 2 months or 3 months? How many days?
That was 2 months.
2 months,
days.
so 60 days.
And we don't work weekends.
So that's 27 and 28 calls a day. But you don't work weekends.
3,100 minutes on the phone.
You don't work weekends. So if we go back, it was about 1,650. How many days are there in a month? Like 20 without a weekend's 22. So 44. 37 and a half calls a day. I was kind of
right
that
there.
Was the one location.
Yep.
All right, well, first of all, that's great. So congratulations. What would you attribute that to?
Ring Central, keeping track of it.
No, but what would you attribute that you got the calls, like that they're calling you? That's great that you.
And that was during the pandemic. That was during the slow time, the downtime. And I think just getting out there, just being who we are. Our marketing part of it with the website and with just Facebook, constantly pounding Facebook.
Where do you see your biggest return? On Facebook or on your website? Both, kind of a little bit everywhere?
Facebook's the cheapest return, and we literally just up until last month started playing with Google AdWords. We didn't even use Google before. We haven't needed it. Now we're on top of it.
So Google's especially valuable, and I want to I'm just jotting something in my head. Google's especially valuable, Google Ads, for commercial and residential. In my opinion, because the cost per click for automotive, to me, I don't think you see the value. But when you come to like security jobs and things like that, if you're not showing up organically, or you can show up again for, those jobs are thousands of dollars. You can spend $20, $40 on a click and spend a couple clicks to get a lead and a couple leads to get a sale. And maybe you spend $100 or $150 to acquire the customer. But as long as it's $1,000, $2,000 job on average, you're in the money.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of those things, even if you're busy, like AdWords can target homes and businesses if you're not ranking organically. But the other thing was, did you get Nice Job set up to do the automatic review requests?
Oh, yeah. We got a nice job popping everybody for everything.
Does it work really well? Or?
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, and then we just set up with a new POS system for Square. Somebody we know recommended that. I don't know who that was, but
cool.
We got the Square terminal, That's just been nailing them every time they come and go. We make sure, front of house takes down as much information as possible.
So what that is it's it's an integration between Nice Job and QuickBooks, or Nice Job and Tint Wiz. You can do it directly with Tint Wiz now. And the idea is when an invoice is paid in full, they automatically get a review request sent to their phone, and then they get 2 follow-up emails. You can edit that and change it how you want, but that's how it comes from the program. And I think that's a really great way. I think it's the perfect amount of like push and intrusion without being overly pushy. Did you guys change it or just use it as is?
No, we used it as is. We tweaked it a little bit, but not much. I think the big change we're going to make this year is I've kind of got it in my head, little stupid side thing I want to do. I want to do like Toonly and animated videos of how to take care of your window, your windows afterwards. Just kind of stupid, but I figured kind of like cartoon it into them at the end, the care sheets, the do's and don'ts.
Oh, Toonly. Like, hold on. Is Toonly a cartoon literally, or is it like you doing like a music, like
You make cartoons.
You make your own little avatar type thing.
Okay. I was thinking. Now I can't think of the social media network. It was Musically before, but now TikTok. I was thinking you would be making TikTok videos explaining how the film dried.
No.
That's another idea, though.
Animated videos, basically cartoon videos that we can send links to care sheets, do's and don'ts,
I like that a lot.
Just kind of a thank you,
Yeah.
Because people pay attention to that cartoon crap more than they do just words.
You know who was really great in the industry at that? Okay, I ran into a mortgage company that had a really good process of that. And what it was like, they would... Let's say like you got the process started, they would send you an email and it was like, here's the stage you're at. Watch this video to know more about it. And then it was like, this is what you can expect next. And like throughout the process, as you submitted paperwork and you'd get different approvals, you would get this follow-up email. And it kind of reminds me of what you're doing on the tail end of it is just like, I think it's great. I think people really, it brings like closure. It brings like service
Makes
to
them
it.
Remember you too.
Yeah. That's awesome. And the cartoon aspect of it makes it like professional without like and scalable without you having to put a certain person in front of the camera.
Yep.
Now, the other thing we're going to do this next year is I have a big steeple on the roof of the building.
Okay.
Okay. And have you seen like the Michelin Man?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna turn Cody into the mascot of the business, and I want him up on top of that steeple with a big squeegee, just waving to people. That's gonna be I figured a big 10-foot just guy up there, so when you drive by, you see Cody with his bearded thing up on the roof.
I don't know if you're serious or not. Either. I don't know if you're serious or not, so I don't know what.
I am.
Yeah, he is.
I think mascots like that, like. Obviously, like they have a huge draw, like they're very recognizable, especially in like a small town and so on. But ultimately, it goes to, how you want to build the business. It's a
personal thing he wants to do.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I was looking.
He doesn't want to be the face anymore. He wants me to be stuck doing everything. So.
Got it. So, do you know? Okay, let me ask a question. Somebody else's question, then I'll ask my question. Somebody else's question was they asked. A couple people actually asked. Now I don't really see who asked, but basically, do you know your closing percentage approximately for when you were speaking about the phone calls that were coming in? Do you have kind of a concept of from this amount of phone call, like every 10 phone calls usually brings us about 3 customers or something like that?
I'd say 3 to 4 in that range. We're not the cheapest guys in town. We don't try to be the cheapest guys in town. The cheaper we get, the older the cars get and the harder the work becomes. We've noticed that over the years.
Yep.
Did you see the post that Mike Norg made? I don't remember the group it was in, but he made it about it was like one door.
Two.
It was one window. It wasn't even a front 2, was it? I think it was one window.
Yeah, there was both. There was one door and then the front 2, and then he raised the price for how old the vehicle is. It does a percentage.
So it was like a $20.
Yeah, I already took notes.
So it was a 10% old vehicle charge
after 6 years.
And
6 years
he charged for the removal and he charged for the window. And you know what? He did it perfectly. And there's a reason why his shop is like 1 million square feet. And there's a reason why he has like 3 locations now. There's a reason why he has, I mean, the largest shop I know of and probably does the highest volume of cars. And it's not because he's ripping people off. It's because he's providing a service and he's very clearly and transparently charging for it. And people are very happy to pay to get his great service.
Yeah, 24,000 square foot. Was it Texas? I think
It is. It's Houston, Texas, I believe.
Yeah, and isn't that a cheaper market? Isn't there a lot of people doing window tint?
Yeah, that's like the biggest fallacy. I'm waiting to really find it. Like, 'cause I'm sure it exists, but in extreme scenarios where people are like, "Oh, not in my market," because you can be in Florida and that you can't say that. You just can't say it. And if you're in California and you're in LA, don't say in my market because there are people quoting $4 and change a square foot all day long. All day long with walking in with ASWF or Johnson with the film ready to go. And there's a reason why people would pay $14 or $16 a square foot. So it's everywhere and everything. Have you noticed any sort of difference in do you sell any flat glass jobs without going to for a site visit beforehand?
Sometimes, yeah. It's all dependent on the project.
Do you notice that you're doing that any more now than pre-COVID?
No, we find ourselves measuring from the outside and talking through windows and send them proposals through Tint Wiz and
a way to change it up a little bit.
But. Yeah.
Okay. But but not like have you done any virtual consultations? Have you done anything through like Skype or a video call?
No, because we're in the area that we're in, our demographic is 50 and up for residential.
Yeah.
And trying to get them on Skype is just unfreaking believable. That's not going to happen. It's like Cody trying to keep a good connection here. It's impossible.
It's definitely not Cody. Yeah, I know. It's definitely my computer. I'm going to start a GoFundMe after this to get a computer. No, I'm just kidding. I was just waiting.
Our demographic's just older, and the older crowd, it's hard to convey, So now business-wise, like commercial buildings, yeah, that's a different. We can do that definitely all day long.
Because here's the thing. I feel like it would be worth adding to a website. We do virtual consultations. We can do the virtual consultation through FaceTime if you're an Apple user, Skype or Zoom, whatever your preference is. That way, if they're familiar with anything, you're ready. Like Google, whatever Google's version of it is, you FaceTime and so on. And like just giving the option just to see. And
if
just
it works,
just see what encounters your way. Not like pushing on people, but see for your convenience. You can schedule a virtual consultation. Let them schedule it themselves. Let them pick the time and day, and you just kind of bounce around and make it work for the beginning. Since that way you give them the availability and just see if people do it, and then just see what they're willing to pay for it and how that goes. And who knows? You could. I'm just saying. Like I feel like. While it's obviously like I know you're right, it's an older demographic and so on. I think there's some part of that demographic that would be like really pulled to that, and like even if it's just like something they associate with your company, but they want you to come to their house. I feel like it's a fourth step in the right direction, but I feel like there's going to be more virtual consultations now. If we could take it a step further, I think I feel like. You could do virtual consultations for people's cars. I feel like Tesla owners would love to see ceramic pro or like a ceramic coating, or like you guys are now carrying transparency glass, like what's it called?
Glassparency.
Right. I stalk your Facebook page and I saw that. What I'm just saying is I could see like a Tesla owner wanting to do a consultation for their car even, and wanting to see what you offer for PPF and show me a demo on whatever, and like, I don't know. Just saying. Do you do a lot of Teslas?
Can we make a Toonly video instead?
We are working on getting Cody his own little office. I've actually thought about putting together a little kind of call center office, shipping and receiving spot, because we also have a website. My wife's got a thing going on. I don't know if since you stalked the website, I'm sure you saw the whole ballistics with Defense Light.
Mm-hmm.
That's online this year, but that's actually going to be a sister company called Eastern Shore Ballistics.
Smart.
And my wife also has the Clean View window cleaning. So we've got 3 different businesses going at the same time, and I think it would be nice to have a call center. So I actually had our buddy Cody here on a Saturday for about 10 hours moving office equipment and cubicle equipment that I bought off of Facebook Marketplace. Enough to fill a 24-foot Penske truck.
Yep.
It's a lot
So
of
we're
fun.
working on that part of it now.
Yep.
Good. You're really scaling up an operation. That's
And the cool
awesome.
thing is we're keeping the same phone number for all of them. All the businesses has the same central phone number. So with the Ring Central, we can just forward right to different technicians or different buildings. Whoever needs to see it can get it with just forwarding it right from that call center.
I like that. I like that. Do you give people the option to have to like select which company they're like trying to call to?
Yep.
And the impression of bigger, better, hang on while we get a technician on the line, or hang on while we, try to find somebody available. We have that little buffer zone, so it gets rid of all the solicitors.
Yeah.
It's been nice. No more answering Google advertisements and all the wasted time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice added benefit I didn't really think of.
Well, I've rated Cody's time here. I'm sorry. I've actually have a 4-year-old sitting in the truck downstairs waiting on me. He
All right,
wants a
well,
Happy Meal, so I got to get going.
thank you for joining.
Your product is awesome. You're awesome. I hope people watching this realize that coming on board with a company like yours is just, it's so much more beneficial than just business wise. I mean, really, we took a friend on with you and you're awesome. And we're grateful for everything you do.
I appreciate that. I'm going to I really appreciate that. And the feeling's mutual. It's I was thinking earlier, not like, I know this sounds, I don't know. I was thinking earlier before this, I was thinking like, wow, like I was really going through my head, like I love what I do. I really appreciate it. It was like because it was a Thanksgiving post, and like I was kind of thinking, and anyway, I love what I do because I get to talk to people like you that are like nice people. You're happy, you're doing great, and it's like fun to work with like companies and people that are going places, and like especially with you guys, like you guys have a combination that I love because again, you have your 30 plus years in the industry. You have your son like ready to go. You have like in the industry 100% imaginative, hardworking, and so on, and you have like both the willingness and ideas to scale. So like you're like call center, other business, we're opening a third location, and like that's awesome because another scenario, Cody, like you could be working at a tint shop and your dream could be a second location, or like Cody, you could be working at a marketing company and like your dream would be having a son to pass on and it really seems like it's like a really good, perfect storm of goodness.
We bounce everything off each other. It's awesome. It really is. Well, it pisses my wife off because she can't quite keep up with us. We're up here. We're just moving, and she's like still down here trying to figure this one out. She just rides a train,
The tint
We're
train.
definitely something a little bit different that not a lot of people have. So it's fun sometimes.
I mean, Christ, 2 weeks out of surgery, and I'm too damn stubborn to stay home.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Great, man.
Thank you for everything. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I still will be sending things to you 10 o'clock at night. I'm sorry. It's going to happen.
Well, he's in California, so
Oh, so that's like 5 o'clock. Yeah, he's out.
Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. So
see.
stupid crazy ideas, and that's part of what I wanted to discuss with you today is yours and my stupid crazy ideas. I have been, virtual consultations have been something I wanted to do since forever. I believe that if you're operating in a local market, right? So you can take a folder, you can put your samples in there, and you can put it in the USPS like prepaid, like one, like flat rate hard envelope for $8, and it's going to get to the person the next day. So if you schedule consultation 2 days out, they're going to have your folder with your information and samples 2 days out, or whatever time they have, like within a day. And then you schedule a video meeting with them for those tech savvy enough and want, like you're eliminating, if you charge the same amount of money, you're eliminating a lot of expenses and really being able to bundle things together and kind of just offering this new thing that captures a portion of the market. And I feel like that new thing is only going to grow. And then I feel like eventually, as it becomes more of a normal thing, you're going to be the best one at it because you've been doing it the longest.
And we can make a little instructional video. Hey, here's the samples that I left you. This is how you do it. Tape it on the window. Do your thing. Exactly. I did a quote probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. and the woman was doing Zoom meetings, and she didn't want to leave what she was doing. I think she was a teacher or something, I don't know, and do the quote with me. Well, she told me in the email, hey, I want the whole front of the house done, measure it, leave samples in my mailbox. Boom, done, easy. Got the job, didn't even talk to her over an email. That was it.
Right.
It's perfect.
That's what I mean.
So,
So like, I feel like it's a real thing.
It is. It's just getting ahead of it and opening up the market to that.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing. I don't know why I'm fixated on builders and interior designers and that nature, but I really want a binder. I don't know why. I just think it's cool. Now,
So you want to do
I
like,
just can't
okay,
get-
so your idea is to make a binder for your company with samples and so on, and then go out and distribute them to interior designers and contractors to
yeah,
earn their
there's certain
future
people,
business.
architects, some friends that we have. Now, do I do that? It's obviously more expensive. It's a lot of work. It's a lot harder. Or do I just do a digital catalog? Just
Of
have a
course, a digital
URL.
catalog and a website. If you take all that effort and you just you dedicate it to a website that specializes in what you're imagining, I think you have a better reward, like a better bang for your buck.
Yeah, but my thing is, a link isn't in front of you in your hands. You have to actually look for a link or a text message. A binder, it's in front of you. That's the one thing that I'm caught up on.
So is the idea that are these people like, hi, nice to meet you? Or are they people you already know, or is it a mixture of both?
Already know, probably. Well, I'd love to meet new people
So
and hand it to
you
them,
already
but
know them and you just want to show them your products like
all
that
the
you
stuff
have.
that they're not even thinking about, like a lot of the decorative films, a lot of the etched, like
Yeah.
not everyone. Yeah, I
So let
can
me ask
tint
you
the
this.
windows, make it darker, but we can do this too.
So what if I love? Okay, I think it's obviously it's a great idea. I love the idea. I think you should do it. But what about doing like trying to do like a yearly printed book that is for Shore Tint and more, and it shows the automotive, the flat, if this is graphics or whatever, and it shows your past projects as well as highlights of like your services, and you do
Yeah.
like a one yearly book, like it's like a book, so you get them printed in quantity, and you're not going to give them to homeowners, but like
No,
you're saying, you could get them out there.
just we do a lot of M&T banks, and they all want this frosted fascia and different lines in their offices and stuff. I'd like to be able to show that to our other, corporate or commercial executives, whatever you want to call them.
How long
and
you
say,
been
hey,
thinking
we could
about
do
this idea?
What was that?
How long you been thinking about this idea?
Long enough.
How long?
A month, probably.
How come you haven't done it yet?
I'd wanted to talk to you. I knew it was on Tint Wiz, so.
I love it. Thank you. That's very kind of you. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because to me, the reason I would think is like, I'd be like, all right, I want to do it. And then I'd be like, where am I going to get the time to put together all the projects
Yeah.
and then sort
Yeah.
them and really find the best ones and then crop them and then adjust the lighting and edit them so they can be worthy of a book. And then we have to write about them and this book. And like, I
Exactly.
think that's where I get lost. And then, but like, I'm like, it's a great idea. I think you should do it, especially for automotive. I think automotive, showing like wraps you do, if you do wraps, paint protection, and like different cars. I think like you could get people excited about an automotive book that shows your stuff. People that you go to like a Cars and Coffee and hand out those books at a Cars and Coffee, and I think like people would go berserk. Like it would be something that would
like a
really,
cool magazine or something,
yeah,
It's something different.
exactly.
Because we take plenty of pictures. We already, play with that. We have Nikon cameras. We have drones. We have all that.
And
So
then the
it's actually-
pictures, you save them in your Tint Wiz profile, I hope, right? With the pro.
Oh, yeah.
customer.
Well, between that and, cell phone. But, yeah, a little
But I
bit
hope
of
you're
both.
uploading them into Tint Wiz, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Because in Tint Wiz, you can upload the photos before, after. You can tag them. You can tag them by industry. You can tag them
Yep.
by like drone footage, or you can tag them by anything, and then you can search later on.
Yep. Yeah, see, I haven't put the drone video in Tint Wiz
But I'm
yet.
saying
I
if
haven't
you
done
did, it would be tied to a project, and then you tag it as drone footage. You could be like drone, and then you could tag it something else. And then when you search for all your drone footage, you would be able to pull all the projects that have drone footage, and you could use that footage or whatever. Get what I'm saying? Or like all your supermarkets, all your contractors, all your designers, all your privacy film, all your whatever, and then you can pull it all out. So like you can't leave it on the memory card.
Yeah, I literally just started doing tags. I saw the YouTube video go up. Some lady, I forget her name.
Kayla.
Yeah,
From
okay,
the
yeah.
Institute.
And she had tags in. I'm like, shit, I'm not using that at all.
So there's
And ever since
contact
that video-
tags. Yep. There's contact tags and there's project tags.
Project tags.
There's two hierarchies. So a contact tag
Project
could be
tags.
like, it could be like, how did you get this customer? It could be like, is that customer a contractor or is that customer a designer or whatever it is? And like how you acquired them, they came from Yelp or Google. And then a project tag would be more like, it's a dentist office or it's
Decorative,
privacy film
or
or
I saw.
decorative. Exactly.
Yeah,
Any way you
I was
want.
about to say I started using the project tags a lot more. I was like, shit, I really should be using them because I'm already putting the pictures into it before and after the whole 9 yards. I'm already doing that. Just I'm not tagging anything. So if I'm on a job site with Bob the Builder, I have to look up Joe Schmo at Wisfis Bank, specifically try to find them or something. So
So, so this is so with tags, like you just said, if you're with a contractor right there, you can literally go to the upload section. You can hit search that tag, and you can pull up all the projects that are similar to what you're looking for, like are all tagged that way. Like that's an
there's
instant like killer.
everything we do is tablet. We always use tablets when we're on a job site. I use it for decorative films. I use it for pictures of jobs, all of it.
Hmm.
I say, here, let's look at this together. It's kind of weird right now with social distancing, but we still make it work.
The other thing is like if let's say you tag every time you do a dentist office, when you go to put a page on your website and you put a page special like all about dentist office tint. Dentist office people don't just search like office. They'll type in like dentist office window film and like it does get that specific or graphics or whatever it is. Like when you put those pictures up on Pinterest and you put them up on your website and you put them up on Yelp and so on, they end up on Google, you end up getting those customers. It's really like a way to hit niches, like but it works and you can gather them all by using Tint Wiz and tagging your projects.
People actually use Yelp.
People do use Yelp, but let's say you were going to use like Nextdoor or you were going to
Yeah,
post a project on Facebook or whatever it is. The point is you have, you can go in and
way
you
to
can
find
say,
it.
right. And there's huge value to separate it, like creating unique, like you could create a blog post on your website and it's all about privacy tint. And in a few seconds, you could pull up a bunch of projects for privacy tint, put those pictures on there, and you are more likely to come up when somebody searches privacy tint in Google. That's the obviously like 101 of SEO, but like 101, but most people aren't doing it.
Ease of access is everything. I was on the phone yesterday. We're working on a college campus, and the director of the emergency operations, our 911 center, called me because I have like a $12,000 bid on the building, and I couldn't find his proposal because it was bid a year ago. And I'm sitting there like an idiot on the phone with them, trying to figure it out on speakerphone, going through. It just ended up being like, hey, I'll call you back in an hour, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
back in my office. But if you can easily find something to use it as a tool when you're on a job site in
So
front of a
quick.
customer, it's everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fluidity is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was I think Mike, the Texas guy. He did something that I kind of liked.
Hmm.
He does PPF, ceramic coat, the whole 9 yards, powder coating, and he sends a picture of
Yes.
cars that
Of course, which
he
you can do in TintWiz, of course. So
yeah,
what you're saying, he sends a picture. So if you get a quote from him and you have a Tesla, you're going to get pictures of Teslas that he's done
yep,
and so on. And like that's the whole reason. I mean, not the whole reason because it's part of the management, but on the marketing side, you can send with that quote you're sending out. You can attach pictures to it, and
yep.
their proposal actually have pictures inside it. And if you don't use pictures of your previous jobs, you can even put just for a flat glass, put pictures of their jobs. So if you're quoting their kitchen, have pictures of their kitchen in the proposal.
Yep.
Blows people's minds.
Oh yeah, I break it down by solution. When they want it all broken down by room, I'll have kitchen, solution one. I have a picture of the kitchen, so they know what the hell they're actually getting, what is quoted, the whole 9 yards. And people don't fathom what we can actually do now as a window tinner. It's cool.
So if tomorrow you wake up and it turns out this was all a dream, and you actually like, your dad is actually like a car salesman, and you work at a tint shop, and that tint shop is handing you job orders on paper, and you're like, wait, we're not using TintWiz here, and they're like, no, we don't use TintWiz. We're fine with the pen and paper. What would you tell them?
Do I need that source of income, or can I change it up, or
So you would
am
just
I
quit?
am I just putting on stickers,
Are you saying
or
you
am
would?
I
Are
actually
you
running
saying
the
you would
business?
quit if you weren't going to use TintWiz?
No, I didn't go that far.
Okay.
I didn't go that far. I said, am I just putting on stickers for my income, or am I running the business? Am I doing it?
You're running the business.
Okay, then we're switching to TintWiz.
Okay.
If I have that ability to change it up and make shit more profitable, excuse my language, lack of a better term, but I'm gonna do it.
Very well. So,
It's gonna happen.
other than the print book, what other crazy ideas do you have for this year? Put them out there on the table.
We have stalkers in our area,
Yeah.
so there's certain things I don't want to say, but there's a very prominent product that Expel carries
Yeah.
that we're going to go 150% in with all the dealerships that don't offer it,
Good.
all the completely untapped market that we have. We're going to go training. We're going to do everything with it. It's going to go.
So you're going to go to Expel training, or they're going to send
Yeah.
a trainer
Yeah. Expel training. Yep.
in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Yep.
been there?
No.
Me neither.
Okay. You want to go? You want to train? I mean,
Yeah, I do. I'll go. I want to go.
yeah. I want
I
to
don't
go
want
to
to go anywhere
Canada
right now,
now.
but what?
Up to the race. Dean told me about the Formula One race, and I want to go to that now. I thought that was cool as all heck.
In Canada?
Yeah, Canada. Yeah, Quebec.
Quebec.
It's cool. I've never been, and to see them shut down the town to have a race.
That's
You
insane.
know, look, me and my dad were talking. What's the phrase? We're living to work instead of working to live. You know, we're working so much, but we can't live and do anything. This whole cancer thing kind of put it in the perspective that, hey, you know, we're not invincible. We got to enjoy life a little bit.
Right.
You know, yeah, we love working. It's fun as hell being able to please people and make them happy, change shit for them. But if we're not happy, if we're not able to live and not able to do things, what are we doing it for?
Right. And part of it, I think, is it just becomes fun. Like running a business becomes fun, seeing it grow becomes fun. You get that challenge, you get that success, no matter how hard it is. It's a fulfilling feeling. But at the same time, like I definitely believe in the balance of it. And
There's
there's
more
going to
to
be those
life.
there's going to be those times where you put 25 hours a day in there, but I know when those have to be done, you'll do that. But the other times, I think you get more out of diversifying your time, enjoying time together, doing things outside of work than trying to be 100% because I don't think you can run at 100%.
You want to know what's cool?
Hmm.
When you're, 8 o'clock at night and you get a nice job notification, you just got a review or a recommendation on Facebook. Then at the same time, you got a proposal approved on Tint Wiz. Then you got a Facebook message, and then you got this.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It becomes addicting.
It's cool just that everything's working seamlessly, and everything is right now working seamlessly. Reviews, we're getting hit, we're uploading. I get all the Google My Business notifications. Hey, your picture just saw 100 views, or you just got this, or you just got it's all working together. It's cool. We have not slowed down on flat glass at all. I have a lot right now in flat glass for absolutely no reason during an election, COVID, wintertime year. It makes no sense, but we're full bore going.
Well, you want to make it make sense so that you know why. Like,
Oh, it's because we're awesome. That I get, but
that's that. That's that. Like, could you only package it and then resell it? Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Can you put it in a jar?
What was that?
Can you put it in a jar?
Oh yeah, a little bit, and just I can. It's in the pump sprayer, so I can distribute it too a little bit. But it's going good right now. It's really cool. I can't wait till the new location picks up a little bit. People realize that we're there, kinda. We just get known. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot of people out at the grand opening. It's gonna be cool. So, and there's some surprises there as well. So, can't say too much, but it's fun.
So, grand opening, second location will be December 12th, Saturday, December 12th. Hopefully, you stream it live from your Facebook. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But from your Facebook page. But location number 3 would probably come, if I had to guess, sometime in 2022, probably the beginning of 2022. And then if we go to like 2030, how many locations?
So me and him, this is where me and him vary. I mean, when I say him, I mean my dad. There's 3 major highways in our state. I want one on each, highway. Is my short-term goal.
Okay.
Well, my dad wants 5 in 5 years, or I think 7 years was his goal or something.
5 and 7, probably. You're saying?
Yeah, I think 5 and 7.
Okay.
Because we have a opportunity with Coolview and Expel. There's only one other Expel dealer in our whole freaking state, and he's a different kind of business than us, without saying or being rude. So we definitely have an opportunity to kind of take over and do our own thing.
You kill me the way you say it. It's like he's a different kind of business. Without being rude. I'm sure if he's watching, he's not offended at all. Go ahead.
It's just he's going a different path, and we're going the opposite way of that. So
same product, different business model.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, and like I said, we want to grow, and we already go up to his area as it is and take money. So it's just doing it with a location up there, I guess you can say. Just doing it a little bit different. I got to ask you, what's your plan? What do you want in 5 years?
5 years.
Because you can make a program badass, but until you make a little robot that does the tint for me, I don't know what's next for you.
So the program's not good enough?
No, it's great, but are we not good enough?
What do you mean? No, so I definitely have a plan. So what do you mean? Are we not good enough? What does that mean? I meant like
saying, where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go? I really believe. Okay, so the core mission is I want to develop tools and use technology. So tools meaning technology, technological tools that will help benefit businesses and the industry as a whole. So, what we have with Tint Wiz right now is we have this CRM. It's more than a CRM, obviously. CRM, you store stuff. I think of it more of kind of like it's like a helping hand to take your business from lead to invoice with a lot of best practices. Some of the different things that are in Tint Wiz now that will continue to maintain is that, when you get Tint Wiz, there's not a lot of setup. So like you can get started really easily. Like the films are there. It's not like a blank thing where it's like, Cody, add your films. And you're like, all right, expel this, expel. Like
that's a lot of work.
We want to make it like ready to go for you as much as possible, but leave it flexible enough to be customized to your preference. So to answer your question, there's a lot of development. We see just a lot of ways that we can help better that sales process so that you as a Tint Wiz user will continue to, make your business more efficient, know your numbers, make sure you're profitable, grow your profitability, but also just like, I don't even know how to say it, like whiz on the competition. Like you're going to like when you go to a job, because you're using Wiz, like Tint Wiz, they have no chance. Like, because
do you want to replace QuickBooks? Do you want to get to a point where you're get rid of them?
So one of the things we're having come now, like right around the corner, is like a direct integration for payment, in the sense like we have payment integrations. QuickBooks is one, and then there's a ton through Zapier. But what we want to build in is just like when you use a Tint Wiz invoice and there's no integration, without any sort of like sign up, you could still send that invoice. Well, a little bit of, you have to put in certain things, but like you'd be able to charge somebody, send an invoice, they can pay automatically.
You could pay straight through it, not
with like no real setup. Like just because you're a Tint Wiz user, you have a credit card processing option that takes a couple clicks to get going. So like that's around the corner. Now to me, that doesn't, the reason I wanted to say that was, to me, that doesn't replace QuickBooks, because in every business I've been involved in, like at some point your stuff ends up in QuickBooks. No matter what you do, somehow, unless you do your own taxes and you're a small business and you use something else, every accountant out there is going to put it in QuickBooks. So to me, it makes most sense that no matter what, you integrate Tint Wiz with QuickBooks, because that's going to be the most like pure way to have a clean QuickBooks account that you own. And then you can give access to your accountant, but you're like owning it and staying synced and so on. Because what happens with a lot of businesses is they get an accountant, the accountant uses their QuickBooks, and then you're giving them all your information, they're putting it into their QuickBooks, and they're like this gatekeeper to your QuickBooks. And it takes a lot of manual work to get those numbers in there. And along there, some of those numbers maybe get like, they're not as accurate as they could be if the information was being synced up automatically. So I don't think, like, I don't see us.
You don't want to replace.
I don't see us as like, I'm not trying to replace things. I'm not trying to be the end all of everything. I'm trying to do things that that help fill a void, help solve a problem that somebody else isn't already solving well enough. So like QuickBooks is doing a pretty damn good job with accounting, and if you don't like them, FreshBooks is right behind them. They're killing it with accounting. Like Expel, killing it with cut patterns, and then you have behind them 3M, Lumar. I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna do cut patterns too. No, they're doing cut patterns. Like I'm looking for things that like I see as like, hey, this is gonna have a and big benefit for users, and nobody's doing it right, or we can do it better because it fits in our like wheelhouse. Now,
You can complement each other.
and complement each other and so on. So that's why like a review system, very easy to build. But I like the idea of integrating with Nice Shop. And will there be a review system in TintWiz in the future? Almost for certain. But is there something wrong with integrating with the best review system out there now? No, because in some cases you don't want to try and build everything. You want to use the best of the best and connect with it. Now, one of the major things you're going to see happen this year is a way that by being a TintWiz user, right now we have lead forms. We have something that's going to kind of replace, it's going to make it that I don't know that you're going to need a website anymore. And I don't think you're going to want it anymore. And I think it's going to make it very easy to get your content out there, to write content like for your website and for your projects. And it's just this seamless transition because, you know, you have your projects in TintWiz already, right? And
like a TintWiz newsletter or something that's going to go out to all of our contacts.
Not quite, but it's a way that it flows from, instead of it just being there, that you'll have control, but with a couple clicks, you can turn that into content that is going to be very, very valuable to you for getting more customers.
So it uses the projects you have as a template, and you can make that kind of like a post or something.
It's got to be a little better than that, because it can't just be like a post.
I'm not the
It's not going to be like sharing a post, because that wouldn't be that cool. But what I'm trying to say is, back to when I said the goal is, like, one of the things, the North Stars, is that, like, if you're using TintWiz, I want you to win because you're using TintWiz. So like I want TintWiz to be such a sharp, knife for you that you're able to win every sword fight you go to. And I want to continue to do things to do that. And one of those things is, right now from lead to invoice, we can get you there very, very smoothly and efficiently. But what about before lead? So like I want to burrow that before lead in a way that makes sense. And I'll tell you what we won't be doing. We'll never, and I mean never, ever sell you leads or sell leads. We have no business in being that, because I mentioned leads. I want to give you the tools you need to market your business and make it so simple and easy. But like, we'll never be a lead generation service. And I just want to put that out there because I think that's a very...
You sent me some pictures of market domination. You're talking about different companies in Florida, I think, or some Tesla or something. I'm trying to remember.
SEO, yep.
Is it going to make that easier? Going to use your content?
100%. 100%. So, the foundation of being found is your information has to be out there. Like to find you on Google, you have to have a picture, you have to have text, and so on. So exactly, being able to make that flow from TintWiz into that other direction to bring in more customers, so that again, now, like if you're using TintWiz but you don't have like any customers, you have 0 customers, nobody knows who you are, you're not going to do very well unless like you go cold call, but that's generating customers. So like right now, if you use TintWiz but you never do any marketing, nobody knows who you are, you're going to be stagnant. You won't have a customer to put in your TintWiz. So we are that next step that you'll see in this year is going to make it that like if you're part of TintWiz, essentially that alone will hopefully start the process, and wherever you're at, help build that funnel for you.
I was about to say, what if you have 10 people using TintWiz in like a 10-mile radius?
So that's the thing. We're providing the tool. So if you go to a proposal, let's just take it with proposals right now. Let's say we have 10 people in a 10-mile radius, like you said, and you're going to quote jobs. You're all going to use TintWiz to quote the job, and you may put pictures in your proposal, and you may add to your notes, and you may give different options and so on, whereas another user may not put pictures in their proposal and may whatever. So, at the end of the day, I'm providing the tools, and whoever uses them best are going to win. Just like Expel, they're providing you might have Expel user or dealers around you, and they're going to provide you the marketing material and so on, and the brand awareness. But at the end of the day, everybody executes on it differently. So that's why I'm saying we'll never sell or distribute leads. That's nothing I want a part of. But I want to develop tools that look, because if you use Tint Wiz, like if you have Tint Wiz, but you don't use it, it doesn't do anything for you. You have to actually like put things in there and use it. So there's always that aspect of it that, like Facebook, everybody's got Facebook. We don't use it the same. It literally goes for every aspect. We're also installing window film, but it's not the same. So that's exciting. And that's really one avenue alongside further development inside the app itself. Because inside the app, the features and the way that we're bringing together like inventory and cut sheets and plotting and so on, that's like...
You never realize how many holes there are in the industry until you try to fill them, right?
So
I'm about to say, how many more problems can you really fix?
So while I had my business, I saw a lot of problems, like I endlessly. And then since then, it's not like I don't go over it in my head. Oh, if I would have did this differently and what would have been this and how we did this. And and then between that, and then you have our user base that are like, interactive and in the live chat and through social media and so on. So it's not just what we identify, it's also what you all identify. So I think it's endless. I really do. And, we're not trying to solve problems that don't exist. We're just trying to make it unimaginably awesome for a tint company so that when you, like your dad said, when you go in, like a contractor, a hospital is going like, damn, a tint company is this organized? Because they're used to dealing with vendors, people they perceive as much bigger, yet less organized.
I had this interior decorator. I kind of brought her on the hour side of it. I showed her contact, it's just something a little bit different. She was like, oh my God, you could break it down by project? That's amazing. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm like, it's all neat, organized. You know where you are. You have it all broken down. So I love it. Like, you're my guy. I love it. And that's basically, she was like late 20s. So that's exactly how she talked. She was awesome.
Yeah.
And, people don't realize when you make shit easy for people, the more effort they're going to do to try and use you.
Yep, especially in like commercial, because in commercial, a lot of times they're going to go with who is pleasant to work with and is going to get them the shit they need. Because if they're going to have to hassle you for their insurance and fill out a W-9 and this and that, and you can't get in touch with them, it doesn't matter about the price. It doesn't matter about the film.
It's on my cell phone. Just send it. It makes no sense.
Do you have the insurance and W-9 at the bottom of your proposals?
No.
So you can link them in your settings. You go to settings, you go to proposal links, and you can put like a link and put like insurance, reviews, and W-9. So those are the three we suggest, but you can link more, as many as you want.
I don't think I've touched that since we got Tint Wiz. So we put our logo on it, I think.
From the business owner's account, whoever started the business, go into your settings. We've added a ton of different configurations since you've started. So you definitely want to go in there, and by putting those links at the bottom of your proposal, when somebody says, or you can say it, our W-9 or insurance, you'll find them at the bottom of our proposal. And of course, if they need additionally insured, you have to get that to them. But most homeowners don't need that. And some commercial, they still want to see it, and it shows that you're organized and that you have those things available when they need it.
They don't have to hunt for it. That makes sense.
Because they don't want to have to call you for it. And if you tell a homeowner, our insurance is at the bottom of our proposal and our reviews, and then the next person doesn't have a copy of their insurance, again, it's game over. You've got to put those things out there that...
It makes sense. Yeah. I don't think... I have it as what am I? I'm an admin. I think my dad's the owner, and I can only do certain things. Or
so the owner has a little more permissions than all the admins, so that
you should make a co-owner or something.
In case you go rogue, we will. We're adding more permissions, and we're also taking away permissions, so that you'll be able to really itemize the things that you want your installers or your people to see. If you want them to not see like a customer's phone number or something like that, you'll be able to hide things like that.
Yeah, I was curious about that because it's easy for an installer to go rogue and kind of, do their own thing. But then again, I haven't logged in as an installer, so I don't know everything that they see.
So they're not going to have access to like all the stats and so on. But, at the moment they do have access
to data. Can they download your contact sheet?
No, they can't. Everything? I don't believe they can do any exports or imports from, you have to be an admin, 99% sure.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, but
because we finally got a guy now who I'm not worried about him. I don't care, but just for future, we have him putting VIN, tag, putting color in, putting all of it. Nice. He's finally, which we weren't. We're just doing make, model, year.
Yeah.
And half the time we weren't even putting what we're doing on the vehicle in Tint Wiz. We were just doing it like in our regular scheduling, like put a little note in it instead of doing hit application area, full vehicle.
Yeah. So I
And
think
now we are. It's all formatted on it. We are.
so. I
It's
mean,
just
I think like doing the application area is something that I would do after the customers picked what they wanted,
yeah.
but before they get the receipt, because then it's like it makes sense, and that's
When
great.
it's in the install bay is when we do it.
I can't wait to see what happens when you start sending proposals to all your inquiries. Because I'm telling you, every single person that goes in there, the other thing it's going to automatically do is right now, I bet you can tell me how many people you put into Tint Wiz, but you can't tell me how many people actually. You can tell me people how many people called, but it's on Ring Central. But you don't really know what happened to those other calls. You couldn't tell me that. The people who didn't schedule with you, can you tell me their name and number and why they didn't
Yeah.
schedule?
Well, give me a minute.
Where
I
is
got
it?
you.
Where's the information?
I'll have to call my dad.
What do you mean?
Nah, I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
what
know.
I'm saying is like I'm excited because like when you put every phone call in Tintwiz,
Yeah.
even if you don't sell them, it still gives you that
And
clear
Ring
number.
Central takes down, it records it, it does converts it to text, it takes down the phone number. So I have all the information at my hands to do it. I
Right.
have everything.
Well,
Even if we miss a phone call, it keeps all track of it, so we can still kind of get at it 10 minutes later.
all right. Well,
Or
send proposals because I want to hear you say that it was successful. So please.
is Tintwiz overseas yet? Are you guys
Yeah.
like in
So it
Korea
is.
or?
So what's really exciting is we support users in a lot of other countries. One of the most popular being Australia, the UK. We have users in the Philippines, Canadian users, New Zealand. And I mean, we have Brazil, Argentina, there's some South America. The bigger ones are, like I said, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. Those are the ones that really come to mind. But we have spotty usage almost throughout the world, like not everywhere, but like
That's awesome.
it's pretty out there. And like you
You have
can,
like a map or something you can see where everyone is,
I don't,
like the live update map or something. That's
I
kind of
don't
cool.
have it as a map, but I definitely, obviously, like we could. Um, but that's really exciting because
Yeah.
Australians seem to have a big need
Why
for
do I think
this.
of Solar Guard when I think of Australia? Why do I think of Solar
Oh,
Guard?
they must have marketed well to you.
I think there's a what's the YouTube videos? Bob from Solar Guard or
Bob
something.
the Builder. Now you have Bob from Solar Guard, and then there's the vampire.
No, the little cartoon guy, or not the cartoon, the YouTube videos they made. I'm on to something. There's something click in my head.
All right.
Trying to
Well,
remember.
Australia's a hell of a market if you're planning on moving down under. So
No, not anytime soon. I don't know. I'm excited for what 2021 has in store.
yeah,
Because if we're moving this fast, this what's the word? Consistent this time of year, I can only imagine when the busy season comes.
so do you
What?
have? Are you like trying to identify some of the things that during the busy season you might want to prepare for now because you're like I
Yeah,
can only imagine like
we're gonna outgrow the shop already. We're space inventory because right now all of our film from Expel, there is no East Coast distributor. It takes a little bit longer, so we have to order in bulk to get more here, and there's a couple things we've had to pay attention to and look at. But biggest thing is we're going to grow out of space because we're going to be adding, automotive accessories, lighting, little stuff, just extra money,
yeah.
just the whole time. We have the location for it in the market. Why not use it? We have an acre lot that we can grow into on a corner of a highway, so we can put an 8 bay pole building garage and do whatever we want. So it's going to be interesting. And there's 3 major hospitals in our area. We're in 2 of them now. The third one is the town we moved into, so it's only a matter of time. So it's going to be fun.
What would you say if you had to reflect back on this current year, 2020? What kind of pops into your head as like kind of things that you learned or like you kind of taken with you from this year, like things that kind of stand out, whether you learned them this year or you reinforced them?
So I know this is going to sound stupid, but I really started going and doing quotes this year. I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love sales. I love meeting, doing the dance with people, making them feel special, the whole nine. But using the products that we have to sell themselves is one of the best tools you can ever have. with Global, we never had samples. We never had a little flip book. That's about it. But we made our own. We have a die cut machine. We can cut our own samples. We can do. But now we actually have the ability to use the spec cards, to use the little things that we incorporate with our name, with our references, with other jobs that we've completed to push a sale and just make us that much better. It just, how do I want to word this? Just the customer service aspect of what we've improved on is definitely something to be noted for 2020.
2021, are you going to the Expel conference?
So now that the other one, the window film competition, whatever, got moved or postponed or whatever, we weren't
International
going
Window
to.
Film Convention and Tintoff?
What was that?
International Window Film Convention and Tintoff?
Yeah, the long name, I don't know, the other one. We weren't going to go to the Expo one, but we kind of want to now. So, I don't know.
Have you
We
been?
just had, no, we just signed up with Expel like 6 months ago, if that.
Okay.
So, I say we're all new. We changed
So
up
listen.
everything from
Oh, go ahead. No, finish. I'm sorry.
I'm saying coming from Express to Coldview, now Expel, completely new. And we're in it for the ride. It's awesome. So it's completely different world, different atmosphere. I'm not talking shit on Express. They're awesome. Great people, great product. It's just a different business, I guess you can say. Different path. It's different.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Lack of a better term.
It really is, though. And you can really see that within every company. They're different. Every window film supplier, they're different. They have different, it's everybody's in a different stage. Everybody's in a different type of business. Everybody has different goals. And there's not really a best or right or wrong.
You can go to Walmart and buy 10 shirts every week of the same exact one, but you get nothing out of it. Or you can sign up with Gildan and buy 10 shirts every week and you get some backing. You get extra with it for your business. There's a little bit extra with it. I don't know if you get the analogy I'm trying to say, but yeah. It's just, we're growing as a company and we found what suited our needs and where we want to go with it. And we're growing.
Jamal asked, okay, what way is different? So I guess like as far as like
different?
Expel, Jamal, if you don't mind expanding, because my guess would be like, oh, and for how long were you with Express? So I guess basically like what's different about it, like from Express to Expel, like other than like obviously the backing of Expel and like the brand recognition and the
I think I just described it with the Walmart analogy.
Right. So
they can sell you a box of film all day long, which is great. They're awesome on the phone. We love them on the phone. They're awesome. They're cool, whatever. But this is going to sound petty and greedy, but free shit. Like actually having backing, having different materials, different just stuff. It's going to sound stupid, but we've never had. So we order from Express. Say, hey, I need 2 swatch books. We get 1. Say, hey, can I get a t-shirt? They send the wrong size. And with Expel, there is none of that. It's just done. I love the website. The dealer website is amazing. It has everything on it, free marketing. You can order packs of brochures. You can order this. You can order that. And plus, come on, you got Dean. Like, that's all you need there.
Yeah. Yeah, that website will be open for business tomorrow. And Thanksgiving, that website will still be open for business. And exactly. It'll be open for business tonight at 3 a.m. still, too.
But not every... We had people Google Express and find out what we're paying per roll.
Sure.
And see what we're doing. And, like, come on. It's a headache that we don't need. Why are you charging me $10 a square for something you're buying for 70 cents?
Sure. It just causes the explanation 1 out of every 10 times, 1 out of every 5 times, whatever it is.
It was more 10, 15 times, but it's still there. When we're, 5, 10 shops in our area, why are we the ones being, untrustworthy or, why are we the most expensive or so that's what's different.
One of the places Expel's, I want to call them weak at maybe at the moment, maybe not weak. It's not weak. It's new at is like flat glass films in the sense like their flat glass line is not like super there's not like a huge adoption of flat glass film as far as I know, but it's obviously getting more and more and it's growing very quickly. But what I'm getting at, I guess, is like I feel like it's not apples to apples. If you compare them to another flat glass film sales and you go, well, they're doing less or whatever it is, because the thing is with Expel is Expel worldwide, but let's just call the United States and Canada, is has put their product on a bazillion cars with so much
Hmm.
recognition. So like they're seeding people for home tint and commercial tint. Like I definitely believe that seed is there.
Oh, 100%. I like their sales binder. I like their films. They feel very familiar. It's just
Like I think there's going
with
to be a
us, we're
huge
happy with
demand.
Coolview, but there's no issue with us if we had to install Expel, if that makes any sense. I love Coolview. I love what they have, but Expel's got a badass, residential side too.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's not as mature as
that's it.
Coolviews or as
Right.
Globals or anyone else, but it's there.
Yeah.
That's a big misconception that a lot of people have, I think. And they said they have a badass little binder, the little magnets on it, and close it up pretty,
They both
all
do.
that. But what was that?
Oh, both companies do. Expel and Coolview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're awesome. Just you have to know your industry a little bit more if you were a Expel flat glass dealer. I feel when it comes to automotive, you can jump in and sell automotive Expel all day long, but you have to be a seasoned residential dealer to sell the Expel stuff. But their spec cards look great. The products look great. I've never installed any of it because we're a Coolview dealer for flat glass, but it's there.
You know, another thing that I think's great about Expel's flat glass film is from what I've seen recently, last month, couple months, they're posting, they're distributing pictures of projects that have Expel Vision film on it,
It's
and
awesome.
they're crisp,
Yep,
crisp
they're I want to do that.
pictures.
I want to
And
make our
like
own.
when you use those pictures to sell other jobs or to market it on your website, like
Yep.
that's all you need. Like when you're starting
Oh my
off and you're
god.
building out, you're like, I need pictures, and it's like, where do you get good pictures of your film? And
That's going to be in the works. Those little 1 minute videos that they do,
yeah,
that's going to happen. It's 100% from us. Not brand specific, but it's going to come from our company. But one thing that we haven't hit on that I'm not nerd enough to talk too much about, but we haven't hit on the RX film whatsoever. That shit is badass.
and you haven't
That
hit on it in the sense like you're not even offering it pretty much.
Oh no, we are. We're finally we have the samples, we have some of the literature. I've been bugging the shit out of Dean over it because we're in a couple hospitals, we're in the schools, we're the only dealer in the area. It's just getting it in front of the right people. But a lot of people, I don't even think they know that it's out there and what it can do.
So you have to have some decent content on your website about it, like pages and pages to inform people because people are searching.
Yeah, I have emails. I have emails that I send to people. I talk to people. Just I was talking to Dean about it, and it hasn't happened in our market yet. But people actually go on Expel, the dealer locator,
Yeah,
and look up for RX films,
yeah,
which just blows my mind because it's such a niche thing. I feel
yeah,
that you can apply to door handles, to doors, countertops, all the way to your smartphone,
yeah.
and it kills germs. With
And-
it was silver ions, now it's zinc particles, or like I said, it's too nerd for me, but
yeah.
it's cool.
Niches are the place to be, really. I think like anytime
30
you
bucks a square foot, yeah.
and yeah, anytime you can narrow your focus, I think you'll find benefit in it. Like it's always
It,
like
we want to. My dad wants to play with the ballistic side of it a little bit, and how he wants to tackle it is as a risk assessment team almost. You walk into a building and you say, "Hey, you don't need every single window bulletproof, but your entranceway here, or this entry window, or this interior entry." And we kind of want to do the same thing with RX films. Be like, "Look, you don't need every wall coated with it, but these are the high traffic areas. This is the areas that are going to get touched the most, are going to transfer the most. Why not do this?" Or just have a little bit of expertise that the architect that did the building doesn't have.
I hate ballistic films. Like
It's not
here's
a
the
film.
thing. I know it's like
It's
defense light. It's a acrylic, right? Or what's
it's
it
an
called?
inch and a half
Yeah,
polycarbonate. Yeah,
polycarbonate. But like the reason
it's
being,
not a film.
I know. And defense light's incredible. Like I take nothing. Like it's obvious. Like you see the videos. It doesn't. I would want it on my home. I would definitely 1,000% want it on my business. If I had a storefront now, you have to install that. No
Yep.
questions asked. Like I feel like no doubt. Like
It's beautiful.
it's
It looks great.
it's a necessity. But like I like that for like riots and like break-ins, like security. I love it. Like I think it's the best thing ever, and I think people you should jump on it. If you're not offering it, jump on it. That or another brand, whatever it is, do it. Make sure it's a legitimate brand because if anything happens, you want their backing as like, hey, this is
Yep.
so like don't jump on any brand. But what I'm getting at is I guess like anytime the word like bullets introduced to it from like break-ins, cool, but bullets to me, I'm like I just think I'm kind of a, like not like a pessimist, but I think of those worst case scenarios, and I go, all right, so if I do really well at this, I'm going to install a fuckload of this like this stuff for bullet protection, and then that means if one of those places somebody comes in, a shooter comes in, and if there's any issue, somebody's going to end up in court any way you slice it, and then so are you and so are them because you're going to be dragged in and so on. And I guess I just the idea of bullets and then worst case scenarios to me are like I don't know.
Now, nothing can protect or no bylaw can take away from a life being lost, but you have to think nothing is bulletproof. Everything is bullet resistant.
No, for sure. But what I'm saying is like think about this. This is great.
It's all about how it's sold
Cody,
and conveyed. And
we're talking about this business growing 5 years from now, and you hiring salespeople, and now you have to make sure that salesperson doesn't overpromise something to somebody at some school as a salesperson because it's a 50 or 100 or $1 million job or whatever it is. That's where I'm like, I just get so nervous. But I know it's like, I know
it's an industry that's already out there before Defense Light.
And like I said, I love the Defense Light for like bashing windows in and security. I think security kill it like best thing ever right now.
Which,
but it's just when it comes to bullets, I just stay away from bullets. Like in my opinion,
yeah,
bullets. Like I don't know.
No, I get it 100%. And we were under the impression that one job a year, 2 years is going to be the bullet shield. You're going to do more of the riot. Right,
because that's the thing right now. It's not even like we're not even worried about mass shooters as much as just riots. So,
yep. But we already do a lot of security film on schools already, and we're already doing it. But if we can tell them that, hey, we got some of the next step up that's going to look better, it's going to do. But I saw something. I don't know who posted it, but I thought it was cool as shit, and it was security film. They printed a decorative film on top of 13 mil.
Was it like layered? Like a bunch of
I don't know. I thought it was printed directly on, to be honest with you. But I thought that was cool as shit, and that's something I want to steal. I want to be able to offer that. We need a printer. That's going to be the next step. We need a printer to do that. But that's a neat twist I've never seen before. To offer the protection, but to actually add a decorative feature to it, make it look pretty, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
It's not just a clear window. A little bit best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I like it.
So are there any good comments or anything, or are we dead?
We got an LMAO. We got an LOL. We got an IDK. No, I don't know. Yeah, they're all great comments. No questions. I think I've asked the questions. Like Chamal mentioned, he tried to order and sign up for Expel, and he hadn't heard back. So, I mean, that's one of those things where it depends on the rep. Like, at the end of the day, they have reps. I'm sure they get a lot of inquiries. I'm sure they have spam issues and all sorts of shit that happens to people and transition.
I wonder if he did it. Did he do it directly to a rep, or did he do it through the website? Because I'll just message him on Facebook, bug him. I would.
Yeah, I would. I would too. I would message Dean Mitchell or Jeff Phillips or whatever. Or go through the website. I'm just saying, like, if you want it, I'd pursue it. I know it's kind of annoying, like, and maybe you can go rubbed the wrong way when you're like, hey, if I contacted you and nobody contacted me back, fuck them. But I don't think that's one of those scenarios because it's too big of a deal. If you want to carry Expel, they're a great company. I would pursue it.
Why not?
Yeah.
You want something, get it. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not saying to talk down on Shamal at all.
No.
I'm saying it's...
Keep pursuing Jamal. He says he did. I would just keep going, man. I would, if you want it, get it. Whatever it takes.
Why are you switching though? Why do you want to go Expel?
That's a good question. See what
I was about to say, because it's also what you're going to get out of it too. Expel isn't for everyone. I guarantee that. It's not for every type of market, every type of client either.
You think it's not? Okay. What do you mean by it's not for everyone?
Who's in the middle of like a 30-acre field on his farm that's doing, tint jobs. And he's doing a lot in the middle of wherever he is. He's doing a lot.
What kind of films for him?
What was that?
What brand should somebody like in a field carry?
I forget. I don't even remember.
No, not what does
Rayno.
he carry. What
He
do
was
you
using
consider?
Rayno, and he was going back and forth over like 10% IR rejection, the difference between this and how much it costs. I'm like, dude, maybe it's just not for you. So you're happy with what you are on paper. Your film is amazing, apparently. So why you even
Yeah, but
change
that's
it?
just like a closed-minded person or like whatever, confused person. I think like you could be anywhere and still carry Expel, and like how are you going to be in a bad shape? You could be literally anywhere, and you're still like even if you're at the flea market, like you could sell Expel, like if they let you. Like why would that not work? But like it's a
Are
nice way to
there?
say like fuck
Well,
off.
think of it as a 3M dealer then. Are there any broke 3M dealers or failing 3M businesses?
I'm sure there are. There have to be. I
Then why
guarantee you
wouldn't
there are.
that same issues go with Expel?
What do you mean? He
I
would have
don't
the
know what
same
issues they
issues.
have. I'm not a 3M dealer. I don't know what would cause a company to fail. Like if you were Expel, I don't know what would cause that.
What do you
What
mean?
would
If you're an
fail?
Expel dealer, you can't see how you could still fail?
Not really. No. What would make Expel the
Same
reason
reasons
behind
you'd fail
failing?
with any other film. Because like you're maybe you have no
But it's
marketing.
not Expel's fault though. It's
No, I'm
the
not saying it's
business.
Excel's fault. I'm confused as to what we're talking about right now. I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm simply saying because you said it's not for everyone. I asked you for the example of who's it not for. You mentioned the guy in the field. And what I was
Yeah.
saying was the guy in the field might be stubborn, and saying it's not for you is a good way to end the conversation with him. But at the end of the day, I think he could still carry Expel in that field and do just as well, if not better, than he's doing now. Maybe the same, maybe better, but I don't think he'd
I
do
think I
worse.
was meaning it on a business aspect is where I was going with the 3M comparison.
Okay.
But I don't know. Yeah, they're great. Expel's great,
Yeah.
but not everyone likes blue shirts. Some people like red. It's all dependent.
Whatever. Do you own any Expel stock?
Oh yeah,
You said yeah or no?
yeah.
Have you owned it for a while?
Long enough. I wasn't one of the original, like dollar per stock guys, which I wanted to be, but I got in around $9
Are you ever
a
going to
share.
sell it?
What was that?
Are you? Do you have any thoughts of selling it?
Oh yeah.
Don't sell it.
Oh yeah, not yet, but yeah.
When would
It's
you? What would be yet for you?
when I need the money
No.
because it's all extra fun money
What would you
right
need the
now.
money for?
Exactly. Whenever that time comes, I'll sell it. I don't know yet.
All right,
So
as long as it's not like because you need the money for a like new hood on your truck or something.
hey, don't read my mind. All right, come on.
Well, it's more like a turbocharger for like turbo kit for your truck, like some big,
Nah,
big.
they're
Yeah.
at what 38 or something today, 36,
I
30
just think
something.
like keep it. If it goes to like $100, keep it because it's probably gonna. If it goes to 100, it'll probably go to 200. It'll probably keep going up. It seems like they're on the right track. So like if you believe in them, you're selling their product. Why would you sell their company? You wouldn't sell your own company,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
You wouldn't sell your own
I mean,
company. You're not gonna sell me any shares of Short Tin right now, are you?
well, it depends how much per share, but
It
are we
depends.
talking?
We'll talk after. Let's talk.
Yeah. No, no, I'm not selling anytime soon.
Cool.
My big stake is Carnival Cruise Line. We have a lot of shares of Carnival Cruise, a lot.
You bought them
And
when?
whatever I have, my dad doubled it. He has literally double what I
Did you buy
have.
them during COVID or?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, rock bottom. And I've already made money just sitting here doing nothing. It's awesome.
All right,
I
well,
don't
stop,
I don't
stop
own
bragging
as
now.
many Expel because I'll be honest, when we signed up, I wasn't as savvy
Yeah.
as I am now.
Yep.
Do you own any?
Nope. Um.
Why?
Well, here's the thing. I had this overall looming pessimism of the market. So the way I looked at that stock, first of all, I rarely have disposable income, frankly, because I truly have I'm like an addict to reinvesting. So any like in my business, I will reinvest my money to the point where like you think like I'm broke or something because like I feel like if I can think of something I could do with the money to help my business, I do it. I'm like, oh, who cares? Like, you know? So my point is I don't really have like money where I'm like, oh, let me just use that for this other company. But with that said, it's also because I have this looming thing about like Expel can be a great company, Tesla can be a great company, but if the stock market takes a big hit because of something, a war, a recession, something, a COVID, whatever, it doesn't
Coronavirus. Yeah.
matter if the company's good or not. The market's going down, and I just felt like I wasn't in a position to absorb that sort of risk in my life.
Then you
But
keep it.
but I think it was a mistake. I think I was a little overly pessimistic, and I definitely wish I would have owned it. But I do see it from a different light, and I would even buy it now at this price because the thing is, like, sure, you can look at it and be like, oh, it's expensive, it's higher than it was, but no, like, where are they now and where are they going? And I think Expel to me feels one where like it doesn't feel that confusing as to where they're going. It feels pretty
Look
like
at,
I can kind of see it, right? You can,
I know it's apples to oranges, but look at 3M, look at Eastman, their stocks. Look at where they're sitting at and what they're doing. I
but
think
they're a different company because their company, the
they
portion of
are.
window film is it's just like a different company.
Yeah, but if that's the route or the direction that Expel is going,
I
there's
hope
a
that's
big
not the.
difference.
I don't think that's the route they're going. Is that?
Number wise, number,
Oh,
dollar.
it could be. Who
Yeah, I
knows?
mean they're both over 100, I think, or something a share or something crazy.
Who
And
knows?
that's
But
I compare it to Expel. Like shit, I want them to be over 100 if that's the route that they're going or the price point that they're going to hit.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. Well,
Oh, that cut off.
no.
No, okay.
So so yeah, Expel stock. I'm glad you have it. I thought you said you sold it. I think you might have been joking.
Nah, I didn't sell it.
Good for you. It's
Yeah, I
great.
don't own enough though. I wish
Yeah,
I bought more.
right.
I have a lot of shares of Carnival, but not nearly as much as I do Expel. But I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I want to go all in with the business. I'm having fun with it. See, I like solving issues that people have. When you walk into a home and you could be like, "Oh my God, you could do that to my windows." You could. I've never heard of that. When the sun hits it, it gets darker. Wow, I love that aspect. And the more that I can do that, the more fun I'm going to have with what I do, and the more heart I'm going to put into it. Is how I feel. I never thought in a million years I'd be doing an hour and 40-minute podcast on a Wednesday night. So,
No, pre-Thanksgiving,
yeah, pre-Thanksgiving. This is going to go on the
post-COVID.
Facebook page to Better Us, right?
The what?
What was that?
Say it again. It's going to be what?
I'm saying this is going to go on the Facebook page to Better Us, right? So,
Yeah.
uh,
And I got a really great testimonial out of your father earlier. So
I know you already got the sound clip, don't you? You already have it saved.
I already was cropping it in my mind and planning the social post.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I want to play with that digital catalog now. We already have on our website. It's not like live or too crazy right now, but we have a dealer site that you can log into. We can have dealers sign up or whatever. I wonder how I could utilize that for the digital catalog and what we do.
so that's an interesting thought. And I challenge you to think this. Try to think of all the things you're doing and all the things you're planning and been doing and try to put them all on a piece of paper or on a list of notes in your phone and then try to put them in some sort of order of what you enjoy the most from first to last and what makes you the most money from first to last, like literally like time versus money, most money, and just look at it and just consider it because when you're forced to put things in order, I think like sometimes that can help you figure out like if this digital guide is something worth going 1,000,000% into or 10% into or what, you know?
Yeah, it shows what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
I think
What
it gives
route?
you a guide when you put it in an order like that because especially too like you're doing sales. So I bet you know like who's your ideal customer and what are you ideally selling them? Like I love when I sell this film to this type of customer, right? And then
Hmm.
I'd go, okay, what is that fill in the blank? This film to that type of customer and then go, how do I spend all my time marketing to that?
Yeah, how do you get more of them?
Just that. Don't be like, and this, and that. No, just that. And try to go real deep into that and see if that market exists. Like, go deep into it and really focus on that because what a game changer that is versus doing a lot of different things.
So, taking that, what you just said, what would you do then to find the new clients? To the people
So
that we haven't reached yet?
fill in the blanks. You like best, like flat glass, let's say, forget auto, let's talk flat. You like it best when you walk into what type of customer and you sell them what type of film. Who is that?
You want me to give you an example?
Yeah, that. Fill in that sentence. Like we're picking that one now. What film and what type of person?
Oh, I walk into the $3 million home on the water. Is that too vague, or is that where you want to go?
Perfect. Whatever you want. You tell me.
And
What kind of house?
they want a transitional film on the back. They don't want to impose the view of the water,
Perfect.
but they
So
want to get the efficiency.
okay, so you can very easily, I would take two strategies right off the bat. I would go, okay, I'm going to go into Tint Wiz. I'm going to collect all the pictures of all the projects that fit that criteria that you've done already. Because I said, what do you like to walk into? So you must have walked into them. You've sold them. Pull all those projects. Figure out all the zip codes that meet those criteria, right? And first thing I would do right now, you could do it tonight, is I would say, how many examples do I have? Is it 5? Is it 10? Whatever. Hopefully it's 5 to 10 at least. Then I would make a post on Facebook for each of those projects with a description, like you were just explaining to me, like you were talking to the customer. Hey, do you have a rear-facing view in this neighborhood? Blah, blah, blah. Attention, homeowners in Glendale by the sea or whatever it is. Do you have a home that faces the bay that gets an incredible amount of heat in it? We can apply a window film and like blah, 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 like just like that, and put that project in there, define that audience to that narrow zip code and that age range and so on, and then have those 5 or 10 posts targeted that zip code, and you're going to be getting those, hey, I saw you do some homes in my neighborhood or whatnot. And then the next thing, you can take that same thing and go on Nextdoor and sponsor those exact zip codes with the same type of post. Or do you have a home facing the bay? And you're going to get those customers.
Stupid question. We're in a resort. These are all second homes. These aren't primary residents.
What's the problem?
How do I get to the people that
Don't
live
assume
in
that.
DC or Virginia?
Just do that. Just do that. Don't worry about it. If they're like, are you saying like they're empty? Like literally the whole fucking city's empty?
No.
Okay, so then just focus on them.
Percent.
Whoever's there is there.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like if the people aren't there, that's tough shit. But like if there are people there, let's see where that goes. Harvest it from there.
Just because you're talking hundreds of thousands of people to
get more narrow. Like it's not hundreds of thousands, 3 million plus homes on the water, and there's hundreds of thousands of 3 million plus homes. Like, okay, how about this? Don't go further than 20 minutes from yourself or 30. Like stay closest and work your way out.
I meant homeowners, not like people. Sorry.
No, homeowners. What I'm saying is like, we're picking zip codes. So like if I'm telling you pick your 5 wealthiest zip codes that meet that criteria, you're not going to have hundreds of thousands of people. You're going to have like 1,000.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you can go boom, Facebook right now, then you can go Nextdoor right now, and then you could potentially, I would say I'd want to tailor my folder to them. So my folder, I would have design a folder that's pictures of those type of homes on it. I would tailor all the stuff that goes in there to that. And start building a sales package right around that to where they feel like you literally service my community. Like you service my scenario. That's what you do as a business.
Hey, that's what I have. I need that. Okay, yeah.
Like they need to see their neighbors' homes. They need to see attention. I live in Mountain Gate community. Attention Mountain Gate homeowner communities. I would go, what? What is that? Oh, hey, we do X, Y, and Z for your windows. Oh, I like doing bullshit to my home. Let me go ahead and look into this. Or yeah, I'm getting blasted with the heat, you know? Like I'm just saying, make it as very specific to those people as you want. And then my mind goes to Facebook and Nextdoor because they both allow you to target zip codes. So you're not going to spend a lot of money, and it's not going to be a one-time thing. You want to make 5, 10 posts, and you want to target those zip codes constantly. So they're constantly seeing the project, and they're seeing Shore and Tint doing this project and this project and this project, and keep that going and saturate that area. And before you know it, you have that effect. Because you get a neighbor, because you're at one house and their neighbor calls you. And then that person tells another neighbor, then another neighbor saw your pictures of the house, and it spreads because you're so targeted. That's what I would like to do. Or not what I would like to do, what I would suggest you do. That, to me, like the real niche, like, you know.
See, I'm always thinking broaden, and you're thinking narrow.
I'm thinking narrow
makes
because
sense.
you can exhaust yourself.
I get it.
Exhaust yourself one way or another. You end up with marketing material. You're like, I want to do this marketing and that marketing, and we have that market and this. It's like, no. If you go narrow, your price can start going up too because you're specific to them. So that's Do you know what I mean?
Because we're already in, like I said, we are the most expensive in the area, hands down. So we are, the premium, I guess you should say. But as long as we can get that knowledge that we are the premium in front of the premium customers, that's probably.
And the other important thing about this is because you're going outbound with this. So we're not, and I would, okay, I would add more to it. Yeah, I would run Google ads that are very specific, and I would run them in that zip code as well. But that's going to be for the people that are searching in that zip code, so they find you and they see you're the. But the Facebook part and the next door part, the good part about them is it's a good and a bad, but because you're targeting them and they weren't looking for you, you're just popping up in their feed. Those people are not as likely to shop around because they found
They
you.
found you.
They don't go, like, they don't find you and they go, wow, this guy solves this problem in our neighborhood. They don't go, let me call 5 other people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of them or 2 of them do out of 5 or 10, but like for the most part, they go, cool, that's your quote, cool, done. Like, so you get like an easier conversion, then you get more pictures. Before you know it, you're the only person putting on glass in those areas because, or tint on glass in those areas because you're the people. Because you've like, look, every job you do becomes another post. Every post keeps going into that neighborhood in rotation, and people just keep seeing more and more and more and more, and eventually it's their turn. But
Yeah, we see that now, just not on that scale. So I like that. We get recognized as the guy, you did this, you did digital scale that you're talking about with them just going on next door.
yeah.
So I can see that being utilized.
And then the other
I
thing
can
is
figure
like,
it out today.
as you do that, you get reviews about that, and that gets you help found for that because the reviews mention that exact
Hey, we
problem.
found them. Yeah. And yeah, huh. You're giving me stuff to think about, so I'm gonna be up all night. Thank you. But I don't know. That's an interesting way, and I need to get on Nextdoor. I know we've been told, we've been on it. Like, hey, I found you on Nextdoor, but I have no clue what the hell it is.
I
You
know,
told
but
me
like
about it a while ago, and I kind of forgot. I
when
never
you
did it.
say shit like that, it's like what people said about Facebook like 10 years ago. They're like, yeah, it's I'm on Facebook. I got some calls or whatever. And it's like, right, but what about if you go full speed ahead? Because if you're there, because so you know the deal. And that's the conundrum. That's what I want you to think about is we can endlessly talk about good ideas. I know you're a good idea generating machine, like literally. Like I think you cut like I you haven't. We obviously text through Facebook Messenger, and like you'll be like, hey, what do you think of this idea? And it's like you don't have bad ideas. It's not about bad ideas or good ideas. It's about which ones are going to be the which ones in what order are going to take you to where you want to go.
The smartest.
Because they're all good ideas. But if you do a little bit of this idea, a little bit of that idea, a little bit of this idea, that's not going to work. And if you pick this idea before that idea, it might not be as good as the. So like it really isn't about think of good ideas. It's a matter of getting them in order and focusing on the best ideas.
I feel like I bug you a lot.
You don't. It's like you definitely don't. You're a friend, and I really enjoy chatting with you. And most of the time, whatever you send makes me laugh. So, so
Because I could do this all day, just brainstorming, figuring shit out. But I really, yeah. You're giving me homework. Thank you. I'm taking mental notes down. Because I feel we have the opportunity to take over our area. There's people that are going lower in price. They're kind of downsizing. They're changing the path of their business when we want to, grow, I guess you should say. We're not racing to the bottom. So, I think utilizing the contacts we already have as well is something we need to be doing.
well,
Making more.
look, narrow it down to time versus reward, and keep testing it and keep revising it. Because when you say like making time for or like making use of the contacts we already have, that may be the shortest path to more business. It also may be a big waste of your time when you could have set up ads and you get this stream of new customers, and whoever wants to keep using you does. I don't know. You know what I
See,
mean?
my passion in flat glass, I love it. It's fun. It's cool. Like I said, those clients are completely different than automotive. They're completely different for me. Now, yes, they go together, they work together, whatever. But I love talking to the residential clients more.
Right.
Now, how much of this do you think we can utilize in automotive? Obviously not next door, I'm sure. But
Why not? Why not? For
I thought next door
tinting?
was like a home improvement thing, not an automotive thing.
So I feel like it's a neighborhood recommendation thing.
Okay.
I feel like it's more like a neighborhood recommendation. I could be wrong, but like I think with automotive, I don't know.
'Cause
I think like,
I'm in the cars and coffee groups for our area. I'm in all them
do you
already.
go to the events?
I haven't yet.
You
No.
got to go to the events. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
If you want to get local and you want to hit like PPF and wraps and stuff like that, go to the local events. Cars and coffees, where's your money at? And start generating those leads. Everybody you talk to, get them in Tint Wiz. That's the key when you're somewhere like that, because the difference between just talking and handing out cards and generating, like, okay, I got 17 people I spoke to. I know what the year, make, and model of their car on. I'm going to send them some pictures of other cars we've done and start a conversation.
Yeah, and that right there just puts you at a different level. If you're walking around an event with a freaking tablet versus just a stack of business cards, that's a completely different perspective of who you are and what you do.
And you can pull up pictures right away. Hey, look at this other car we just did, blah, blah, blah. And people are now
Hey,
they're,
man, that color is beautiful. I think it'll look great with this, or look whatever. Yeah,
yep.
I can see that.
Cars and coffee. And like with Tint, I just think like the wrong idea is like, don't let your prices ever get low, and don't think that you need to spend a lot to keep high volume of low price cars, because like every car that comes in there, it really does take your attention to talk to the customer, to fix a bubble, to talk to this, to answer questions, to this and that. Make it worth your while, and you can always go up in price. You can always specialize. You can always start to specialize. I don't know how many Teslas you have there, but you can start saying, we specialize in C8 Corvettes. And all that means is not saying you're not going to do other cars. It just means that every time you get a C8 Corvette, you take a lot of pictures of it, you put it on your website and so on. Before you know it, every C8 comes to you, and like you start, you know what I mean? Like you just start chipping away at different like different niches of cars. Like, hey, we do Porsches, we do Corvettes, we do Teslas. And like, I'm not saying all the regular people aren't great customers, but they'll come to you too. But like, keep those prices up and don't overspend on trying to get those customers in, because the effort on a $200 person, you can't spend a lot of your time.
I was going to say, typically the 2015 Ford Fusion isn't getting a $650 XR Plus job.
No, but I would continue to really push the prices up, and just, it is what it is, because I do believe like you could go from, let's say you do 10 cars a day, and you price from 180 to 450, and you average, let's say average car comes in and out at 300. If you start saying like, hey, you start bumping your prices up, your lower prices up, and you start pushing more time on that sale, sending pictures and so on, I think you start to convert, and you start to busy again. You know what I mean? You might see a little dip at first, but when you have those open times, you're using them for stuff that brings you a bigger return on your money. That's all. It's just a matter of knowing your time is limited. Keep trying to revise how you spend it and how much you get back for it. That's it.
I'm really going to start doing the pictures and taking down the information like you said. It makes sense to. We have all the tools to do it. We already take a lot of pictures as it is. We already put it publicly on Facebook. If we don't have it, we can easily find it and grab it or whatever. It's a doable thing that can add value to what we do. But have you, I've seen it before with other like home builders or renovators, contractors, painters, whatever, how you want to do it. When they're done a contract, they leave. It's not like, hey, here's my check, bye, see ya. They leave like a t-shirt, or they leave like stickers, or they leave a little goodie bag package that makes you remember that person. Have you ever seen that with window tinting? Because, we tint your windows, it's doing great, but you forget about it in a month.
So I see plenty of junk that people do. But one of the things that I think is key with that is it's like, if you can do something that really provides value for somebody, I think it's great. And if you can't, then don't do anything until you figure out what is going to provide value. So like, I love the idea. I've seen like Naples Tint Company does it, and a few other ones, I think, but like they stand out to me. Like they do their dry care instructions on a microfiber printed with their logo. So like they're giving their customer microfiber to clean their windows. Like to me, that's a very good start. So like number one, like our company always had printed folders. Printed folders are the best. You get beautiful, like design a folder, print them with your logo and pictures and like your reviews, print them on the folder. Because the thing is, customers, when you give them a quote, or you give them samples rather, like if it's not in a folder, it's like a mess. But if it's in a folder, they keep that folder. And when the job's done, that folder is like it's like in their head, like their warranty. It's like, this is proof of what I've got. So like people keep folders fucking forever, versus like a magnet on their fridge. Like, who the hell wants a tint company's magnet on your fridge? Unless you do something really cool or there's a reason why they want your magnet on their fridge. I haven't came up with that yet. But what I'm saying is, like, I love the idea of a folder. I love the idea of microfibers. I love the idea of like something to clean their windows. Like,
Wonder if they ever made branded squeegees, like the little cheap Lowe's ones you could buy. Wonder if they ever made like a branded, like
I wouldn't
short
want
tint
them
squeegee.
touching a window with a squeegee. I want them touching the window as little as possible after you put tint on there. Because if they
That's a
put that
repeat
squeegee,
customer.
but they start using that squeegee and they fucking nick that tint, they're gonna piss.
Yeah,
They're gonna be so pissed.
it's a
It's gonna be
repeat
your
customer.
fault. Yeah, right.
Nah,
Um, Marco said a bottle opener magnet with your number and logo. Chamal said give a pen with business cards with a hanger and stickers too. So like, I definitely think you
well,
should
we've
just give
been
out.
through the pens, we've been through the koozies already. Yeah, been through all that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just they go nowhere. Everyone has them. I don't know. For
So
us, they never went anywhere. I guess you
look,
should say.
the other thing, like if it's for a homeowner, again, we're kind of thinking on the fly, but I would definitely do the microfiber and a can of window cleaner because like you just did something for my windows. I love my view. Now you're giving me a way to keep them clean. I think that is a huge impact. Now, whether I keep that or not is another question. The folder, I believe they'll keep, but as far as like a product goes, I think instead of product, if you want them to keep something, I would make like those really nice like metal cards. Like we all have ads on Facebook showing us metal cards. Cody, are you sitting still or are you frozen? Fuck, you're frozen. There you are. Now you're gone. Cody, you there? Fuck. The 2 hour mark and we froze it up. Let's hang up. Let's get Cody back in here. And we'll finish that and then we'll wrap this up. Hey,
What happened?
I don't know, but listen, basically what I was trying to say was I think if you really want them to keep something and it's a home job, I would give them like a metal business card, like the ads we see, and like Lance Color got. I would give them metal
Wait,
business
he got him?
but it would be not a business card for the company. It would be designed as a coupon for their next car tint job with you. If it's a home, I would give them like a card that's like here, like you're not giving them 10, you're giving them only to people. So if they have one, they can use that for a discount just by having that one. So it's kind of valuable. Like it's not like it's like metal and it's a one-time use thing and they're going to give it to you and hold on to it. And they can give it to their friend or they can give it to their family member. They can keep it. It doesn't have their name, doesn't have a unique code. By having it, they get the discount. Then, like to me, they're going to keep it. I would do the same for cars, for homes. I'd say keep it. One day, you're going to want this for your home, or you're going to buy a new home. You're going to call us because it's hot in your home, or because your furniture's faded, or because you find out you have skin cancer. You're going to call us. Keep this. And by telling them that, you're kind of selling them. Do you know what I mean? You start telling them,
Yeah.
you're going to have glare in your eye, whether it be your next apartment, your next home. Keep this. It's going to give you a discount. These are like, just you can give it to your friend.
And that's
too.
with the people that you got a vibe with, that you could tell, hey, they like us, they want us.
I'm saying you might give it to every customer. I don't know that you
On
like,
the car side, every customer.
I like that idea. You do the hang tags and you do it for the look. If you can afford to do it, I think it makes sense. I think a metal card like that, probably costs about $1.50 each. So if you're telling me, okay, let's dedicate $10 to the customer, and we go, well, a microfiber is going to be like $3 with embroidery or screen print, call it $4.50. Then we got a spray bottle, it's another $3. We got a folder, it's another $1 or $2 to put all their shit in. And then we got like, because I like the folder idea. Maybe they got the folder on the sales side of it, so you're not going to count it. And then you have the business card. It's another couple dollars. And that customer is walking away with something, hits them on a lot of levels. Like
You want
put
to
it
hear something
in that folder too. Hold on. I'm sorry. In that folder,
Yeah.
you have information. Let's say it's for a car. You have information about home tint, and you also now have information about PPF and stuff they can do. That card they can use for PPF. So you can say, look, you can use this for your car for PPF, or you can use this for your home. For PPF, it's going to save your bumper, blah, 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 blah. You're using that as like a reason to talk to them for a few extra minutes and sell them. And then they're going to have something valuable because it's like metal and it feels quality and they know it's
and
limited.
there's less chance of throwing it away. That was my point behind the
They're
card.
not going to throw it away.
Exactly. Well, that's also my thought behind the binder. But I don't know. I like the metal business cards. I want them just as a personal thing.
No, make
But I
them
like
just
to
for that and do them in gold
do them in gold. All right, I
or
got
blue
you.
chrome. But I feel like gold really feels like fucking like valuable. Like everybody associates gold with money.
You
No,
know what I want to wrap my truck in? I tell you or no?
chrome. I gotta try to fix my camera. All right. No chrome gold.
No, no. The black. It's the 3M 2080,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
it's the black with the gold flake in it.
Yep.
I got my swatch book. Should be here Friday, so I want to play and look the new
Nice.
ones. But off topic, I know. But you brought up gold, so
Well.
uh, I like the folder. I'm just lazy. I'm not very savvy at graphic
Okay, so
design.
here's the thing. Graphic design, not very savvy. You can send Carrie a message and say, Carrie, I want to get folders printed on gotprint.com because
That's the
gotprint,
Iron Duck one, right?
yes, gotprint you can do 5,000 folders and the price discounts are enormous. They're high
Mhm.
quality, they're glossy, you can print inside and out. Say, please get the template off of there and design it for my company so it's ready to upload and print. And she will do it. And that's, I'm not just like, obviously, if you have a graphic designer, cool, but I know
Mhm.
she'll do a great job at it. And you could send her some pictures. She'll do a great job at it. And like, you're good to go from there. And you don't have to think about it. And that's one of those things you're like, you don't have time for it. I know you don't have time for it. You have to be able to be like, but this is important. This is how I'm going to get it done. It may not be perfect, but it's going to be the way.
So I think people are afraid to pay and put money back in their business. And I have a reason for saying that. I saw a post earlier where a guy is complaining about the price of a film handler. Okay, he doesn't want to buy a film handler to make his job easier.
Yeah.
I don't know where my mind goes. Like, yeah, it's a tool. It's going to make your life easier. Awesome. But, you want to better yourself, better your business. Why can't you just charge a couple bucks more per square foot in a couple jobs and you can afford to buy it without taking that working capital that you already have that you don't want to go towards it? Why have to charge a little bit more on a couple jobs? And boom, you could pay for it.
They don't see it.
Is that my thought? Am I wrong?
No,
It makes no sense to me.
I think it's obvious, but like, I think it's as obvious as like, not everybody sees that. Not everybody
Like,
like has
yeah,
experience.
$1,000 is a lot of money to pay for a film handler. No shit, I don't want to take that out of my account. Well, you know what? I have these 3 jobs coming up. These quotes. I'm gonna charge $2 more per square
Don't you
foot.
think that there's a certain group of people, like people are out there that like their only experience has been getting low price jobs by haggling. Like they've never sold jobs at a high price unless they
That
just
sounds like
like
a nightmare.
it does, but
That's,
I'm saying
that's like my worst nightmare
somebody like that would be like, why am I going to spend that much money on that? I'm not like, but
because
I'm
it's
just
gonna make you
saying,
more efficient. And you can make more money with it.
I guess that's
I'm an
part of the,
entrepreneur. It's how I think. It's how I visualize everything.
it's why
I'm not
you're
a
you.
pessimist like you.
It's why
What?
you're you. I'm not a pessimist. I'm but I have this looming thing about the market. Like I'm just prepared for the worst.
Which
You
you
know,
have to be.
I
It
think
makes
everybody
sense
should
to me.
be. I think everybody should go. What happens if my business gets cut by 70%? So I only have 30% of the business I'm having now. What would it do to me? And if it
We
means
put
you
it in our
fire
lease.
people, what?
If our governor shuts down our state again, we put in our lease that we have a pandemic clause that we don't get screwed out of the new location.
That's good.
You have to think about it. We had to. We got a lawyer to draft it up, make it official, the whole 9 yards. But you have to think about it. Just I don't like to. That's all.
You have to think about it because it could unfortunately happen. And like, look, if you evaluate your business and you say, hey, if I lost 70% of my business, I would have to fire people. I would have to do this. I would have to do that. I would have to install it all myself. I'd have to answer the phones. Okay, that's not a problem. But if the answer is I would lose everything because I wouldn't be able to afford to keep the building, I wouldn't be able to afford to keep this, I wouldn't have this, I wouldn't have this, I would lose everything. That's where you have a problem. So it's just more like if you have a stack of cards, if you have a house of cards stacked against you, and you have to be prepared because if it means that when you lose your business, you could lose your home and you could lose it. That's where you got a big problem. If it just means you're going to lay off people and you're going to do a different business, that's cool. But I think
So
everybody should have that in mind because it's a real thing.
the first of the year, 2021, you're a guy who wants to start tinting windows and do professionally, upscale a business, make it legit, not a one-man show. I'm not saying one-man shows aren't legit, but doing a full thing.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them? What would you tell them that, hey, look, you should think about this shit? What would you say?
So give it again though. It's somebody who's starting a business brand new.
So first of the year, brand new. They can tint windows. Who cares? But they're not a business owner. They don't have that aspect yet.
Okay.
What would you tell them to prepare them for the business aspect of it to help? Like you said, you have to be prepared for everything. What would you do? What would you say?
I mean, if it's a brand new, like you're kind of saying brand new business, like I think I would get the ball rolling on the online aspect of. First of all, 100%. Obviously, I would use Tint Wiz because, and I mean that, I mean that 100%. But I'll tell you why. Because I mean it when I say every customer. If you're a new business, you're probably not going to have a ton of inquiries, and you froze again. Fuck. But let me wait till you're back, and then we'll do this. All right, Cody, you there? Cody, you there?
I don't know what's going on.
It's
there.
all right. Listen,
Yeah, I'm here.
This is what I would do. I would use Tint Wiz, but the reason is because I would say this: you're a new business. You're not going to have a lot of opportunities, probably. So you need to make the most of every single opportunity. So what that means to me is I need to be able to give the best quote I can to the customer most professionally. I need to be able to follow up with the customer. I need to make sure that customer leaves me a good review because maybe I only do 5 jobs this month. So that means I need to get 5 reviews. Not 1 review because I only had 5 jobs, 5 reviews because I had 5 jobs. Because I would say, because worst case, some shit happens mid-year or so on, I want to have as much going for me as I possibly can. So that's what I would just simply say. I would say keep overhead low, stay mobile. If you're flat glass or auto and you don't have a location, now's not the time to add one, in my opinion. Do
you think, the fancy polo shirts, the wrapped
100%.
vehicle, all this shit's a necessity right off the start?
Necessity. If you have the money to invest in it, like here's the tricky part. If you have money to invest in your own business when you're starting, 99% of the time you'll waste it because you're just be like, how do I spend this money? So you're like wasted on bullshit. You don't know what you even need.
You're gonna hate me. You're gonna make fun of us, whatever you want to say. We haven't had a wrapped vehicle in like 7 years.
Here's what it is. You don't have to.
I know we're leaving money on the table, pulling in the development, whatever.
That's it.
Obviously.
And you're going to say, I'll say, here, why don't you have a wrapped vehicle? Because I need to design it. We haven't designed one yet.
No, we have a design, just we don't have a printer.
Oh, yeah. But you could get it printed. Listen,
print it.
You could get it printed because I forgot. You got it designed on Fiverr, which was a very nice design. So, but here's the thing. You could get it printed from WePrintWraps.com, which I use. It has nothing to do with me, but I use it. It's called WePrintWraps.com. And let me tell you this. They're going to print and laminate your wrap for you, send it to you in 2 to 3 days turnaround for about $3.60, give or take a few cents per square foot, which is almost material cost and print cost.
Yeah.
So you'll have it next week printed for you and laminated with no waste, ready to go for a few $100s.
Now, what happens if you mess up a panel?
Order it again. Tell them I messed up that panel. I need to reprint it. You'll pay $3 something a square foot, just like you would if you messed up a panel of
regular
anything. But you're like, it's that quick and easy. Like that's the best that I know of. It's the best way to print any vinyl, like for anything you need. I would outsource. Here's the thing. I would outsource all my jobs to them because I wouldn't want to deal with shit, to be honest. Because if you say a printer, you know what you need when you get a printer? You need a laminator. You need a plotter. You need a giant graphics table. You need something that you can put all the film on so you can kind of pull it off a roll. You need to now have time to weed it. Maybe you need some lights. Maybe you need a dryer to go in front of your printer, depending on what you're printing. Like you can also use a UV dryer. Like you need. It starts to fucking build. So what I'm saying is when you can just outsource it and you focus on, hey, we charge $15, we pay $4 for the material, it eliminates a lot of that shit that goes into.
Do they design as well?
I don't know, but Carrie does.
Well, if I have a
and
customer, because we used to offer wraps and the commercial printed, the decorative, whatever in buildings, but believe it or not, the guy we used died. He passed away. And we have commercial contracts out there that we just can't fulfill for the printing side of it. Because we don't have, the guy who did it. We put the shit on, he made it. Yeah. That makes sense?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, here's the real thing. The bigger picture is there's a million things that you have going for you. So again, It's not about graphics. It's not about it's all about. It's not about wraps. It's like it's about putting them in order and getting them
Is
done.
it?
You got to put them
You
in
should tell
order.
my dad to put it in order. You
No,
know
you
what he
got to put
wants
it in
next?
order. Your dad's put in his time already. Now it's your turn to put the list together.
He's just the one buying shit to have fun now, but not really. You know what I mean? He wants a box truck. He wants a window tinting box truck, something he can have wrapped and have film handlers in. We could bring the plotter in if we want to. Something big enough that it's a staple when you pull up on a job site with a freaking box truck.
I look. I think and first of all, you don't need my opinion, but I'm going to give it anyway because you brought it up. Like, I think when somebody has a vision, they should pursue that vision if they really see it and like it, because
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't have the vision shouldn't give your advice on somebody who does have the vision. So if your dad
Yeah.
sees that, then I think that's fucking amazing for him. But I kind of feel like there's this, like, again, like kind of like a trick, like a trap of overcomplicating things. And I would just say, is it efficient or will it become overcomplicated? And if it's going to be efficient, awesome. If it's going to overcomplicate a thing, just be careful, because like a plotter and a van and there's a lot of equipment and so shit starts breaking, and then you have this thing and you have insurance on those trucks is not cheap. And do you need a regular driver's license? Is it small enough? And do you have to go to weigh stations?
We've done the research.
Okay, I know, and that's why I'm saying if you have the vision and you look, you guys have gotten this far,
Yeah.
so you obviously know what you're doing. But again, it's putting in a list.
Yeah.
Put it in.
I just think it's funny because it'll be badass as a window tinter to pull up to a commercial contract, 2,000 square foot, the freaking box truck.
But
And we're just
why?
the sticker installer.
But
Why not?
why?
Why not?
But why? Okay, but let me ask you this: why?
It's a
Because
billboard.
but okay, so for the advertising point of it,
Yeah.
Don't
for
you think-
the one job a month we're going to use it?
don't
Why
you
not
think?
do it?
So like, why wouldn't you use like a what's it, like a van, like I forgot the name now, but like a
If it's bigger.
just to be bigger.
I mean, in the downtime, it could park it in Walmart parking lot.
I know. I just feel like a van looks newer. It looks more modern. Like people attribute, like I see like
We're
hooker
gonna have
cleaning companies in LA, and they advertise on those box trucks.
The transit vans.
I would use a
That's-
transit, and realistically, if you're going to a commercial job, you could pre-cut all your film. You're going to bring it inside. You're not going to want to be plotting outside a commercial job.
No, not at all. But we've had true divided light windows, 300 plus panes. We had to plot them on site. We had one. We actually brought the plotter and used a woman's garage.
That's cool.
Like, and we just put it right in there and just plotted.
You used what? A woman's? Oh, it was like a lady's garage, like her.
Yeah, ladies'
garage.
garage.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
just
like a
used the garage
ladies'
set up.
bathroom. Like they had a separate garage for the ladies.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Not that bad. I actually Googled the WePrint wrap, so it's on my other monitor when I
Yeah.
get off here. So I have it.
We perhaps it's so easy. So if you don't know how much you need to order square foot wise, you obviously can easily figure that out. But if you didn't know, you can send them the files and they'll tell you exactly what to order, and they make it that easy. And they literally turn it around in 2 days. Perfectly printed. You don't have to worry about, oh, I screwed up the print. Oh, I didn't this, I didn't that. My print. Nothing.
Yeah, it's on them
You're
if
paying
it's
for
screwed
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. Good for them that they're able to do it that cheap, because it's honestly it's a really nice website. They run their business.
Is it automated?
Say
Is
what?
it one of those automated facilities like it just does it automatically, prints it, ships it?
I don't think so. I think they're like
Have you seen them?
the automated stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen big facilities. I mean, I've ordered from big facilities, but I don't know that like there's only
And it does it
machines
like
there. There's
all this
people.
computer and AI. It just sends it and shit. I've seen some of that. It's pretty cool.
I haven't seen something like super automated, but
Either way, yeah, I have it pulled up, so we have it. I'll play.
get it done. I want to see the wrap next week.
Yeah, we have a Transit Connect that we're probably wanting to upgrade.
Yeah.
Get the bigger one, because that's what we're using right now for some flat glass, and we have a van. We have a couple things, but we I'm not even going there.
Look,
we have a lot of dreams, a lot of ambitions that we want to go to, and a direction. So we're gonna hit it. Just
Good.
like you said, put in order what needs to be done first. We need a folder. They're just not cheap.
Yeah, they are.
If I bid into every job from now on, which I might.
Every job should get a folder, and it's going to be $1.50 a folder, and then plus some samples. You're going to a customer and you're quoting, spending $7 or $8 on a quote is not a terrible idea.
Nah, I get it.
It's not a bad idea at all.
I'm already leaving 3 sample cards. They're like $1.50 each. I'm leaving other paper.
And you're not putting it in a folder?
Yeah.
Whose folder do you think it's going in? The guy who brings the folder. They're putting your shit with their shit in somebody else's folder.
Well, saving money then. Carpool.
You want to be the folder, my dude. You want to be the folder they put their paperwork in. Like, you want them to put the other quotes in your folder. Not
Come on, Coolview. Make a folder.
No, you don't want their folder. You want Shore, Tint, and Moore's folder. Trust me. You want it to look local.
One folder for everything, or one folder for flat glass, one folder for... You want it all broken down?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. I think your flat glass folders should be only flat glass. I think your automotive folders could be everything.
Because one thing I could slip, we already do it now at Quotes. We have the window cleaning, and we have sheets all broken down to that. I slipped that in with my film samples already.
But you don't put it in a folder?
No, I don't put it in a folder.
I don't understand what you mean by slip it in. What are you putting them in between two samples? You put your...
No, I talk to people, and I make it a part of the conversation.
And you just hand them a pile of papers?
Yeah, all of them. Hey, it's been working so far.
You staple them?
It's not that many papers. It's more film samples. Yeah.
Get folders.
Stop making me feel bad, all right?
Just get folders. Gotprint.com. Order them 5,000 at a time or 2,500 at a time. It'll be super cheap, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it makes sense. I want to do that. I like the metal business card idea. I really do. Make it like a discount or a package or something that they can get out of it.
Keep it simple.
You
gotta keep it simple. Keep it like real exclusive. It's like they hold on to it or they can give it to somebody.
Have you ever had a tint shop make a package deal, like the Shore Tint special for cars? $300, you get a full tint, glass parency treatment, and a windshield strip or something. You ever see any benefit of that?
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I like it. Like I like packages. I think like that's part of why Ceramic Pro is so successful, is because they put together packages and people like packages. Because if you were just like, hey, I'll sell you this for your wheels or I'll sell you that, it's like, but put together as a package, you're like, all right, I get it all.
And you save a couple
I like
bucks.
It. Yeah. I like maybe you do like PPF, like partial front with tint at a certain discount or something like that. Like make it a reason for them to,
upgrade.
Packages. Definitely packages. And then put those packages like on your website, put those packages on wall boards in your shop or on a digital screen in your shop. So it's like, there it is. It's a real package. It's not some shit you're telling me. This is the package.
We actually found LED backlit signboards that look badass that you could put up, light up, and they look pretty cool. But that goes back to the whole printer thing.
We got Black Friday coming up day after tomorrow and Cyber Monday on Monday. Everybody should be buying TVs, and you can use those TVs to make digital price boards, digital marketing boards. What?
I say we have e-gift cards now too. So they can buy on the website, they can buy online, Facebook, whatever. They don't have to walk in and get it either.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
As long as people can find you and find out about those gift cards, like if you promote them well, like you figure how many people need to get it. They're just in this position. They need to buy a gift and they need to do it quick.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's
and
it.
They can't get in 9 to 5 during the day. They're working or something.
They might not want tint to gift. They're looking for a gift that they can send somebody quick. Tint will work.
Yep. 100%.
Or glass parency or whatnot. Yeah.
I think that's something that a lot of people that have a website or have Square or have that type of thing, they need to do it. Utilize it.
I agree.
See, we have the bad problem of going to take like an hour lunch and just end up being on the computer the whole time, just working. And we did that over lunch. We made that.
Nice.
So
it's huge.
You have any more questions, or you think we're winding down, or?
I think we can wind it down. We're at 2 hours and 25 minutes. We've frozen at least 3 times. We got disconnected once. So I think we're in we've good to go.
I don't get it. I don't understand why we keep freezing. I don't get it.
Here's the thing. There's a software that I use to process all this video, and that software is made by a human, and it has updates, and it's like constantly being updated. So it's probably software related. And next could be my computer. Apple just came out with a new MacBook Pro. I don't know if you saw. So I do.
Is it the little trash can thing? The little small.
Looks like a trash can. No, it's a laptop.
The cylinder.
No,
no, they have the computer that's a little.
Oh. No, this is just a new MacBook laptop they came out. So I'll upgrade and we'll stop this freezingness and this weird camera stuff.
You know I'm not an Apple guy. Come on.
All right. Well, your internet rocks. It wasn't you. I'll take full fault for the glitches today. And thanks for coming on here and do this. This is a lot of fun. And we'll do it often. We'll do it again.
It's almost time for my bedtime. I'm just ready to go. It's 9:30.
All right. Well, enjoy. Sweet dreams.
All right, boss.
All right, man. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you.
Thanks, everybody, for watching and joining. We'll see you next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. Bye-bye.